It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Panther Show. Because you're doing having a fantastic day. Today was a crazy day. We had to deal with the storage the whole day. However, it's a great news because we're still able to do the tournaments. I would prefer to finish the run, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. At the end of the day, if we can, we can. If we can't, we can't. We got 2 minutes left, so let's freaking go. This is a bit of a problem. Okay, why? Because this is gonna be taking the time to. Okay, good. So what do we do? By workshop update. Okay, good. We're also making popcorn. Because I love popcorn. Okay. Ugh. To my allegiance is to the republic, to democracy. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. Only a sit with deals and absolute. I will do what I must. You will try. Yeah, you failed. You and again, you failed. You. Okay. Now we're gonna do this. We're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be doing. Ooh. Good. One shot. 58 seconds. We're good. I would prefer to do it like I said, but it's okay. We're not gonna make a big thing of it. It happens. It's okay. It's alright. 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 Do. Buy one card. We're for mission. Okay. Ooh. Quick. Okay. Okay. And please, dude. 18 seconds left. Last week we didn't do so good on tournaments, so this week we're gonna have to make it a bit better. We are playing Cherry Trash Shiny. We are watching Cherry Trash Shiny. Like for 10 days. I'll do what I must. You will try. You failed. You Anakin. You failed. You should have known the Jedi was evil, taking over. Anakin Chancellor Palpatine is evil. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Well, then you are lost. This is the end for you, my master. It's over, Anakin. Got the high ground. Good. Good. So now I'm gonna take myself a popcorn. Right? I love Cherry Trash Shiny. This one. Don't be giving out false information. It's mature BBW. Mature BBW. You go there. You got all the national. Oh, the 18 plus side. Yeah. I also want to take a quick shower because I didn't shower today, and I smell. This is my love thing. I get to decide if it's famous or not. Exactly. For parents. She makes the choice. They see. Yelling at you because you want to be quiet. So let me be quiet now. Let's see what we can do. Oh, it took a lot today. I'm going to Japan for 12 days, which means I might not finish mission. I'm setting up remote access. Hopefully, I might be able to finish. Thanks for selling us at Orfeo. With reply, take it. Loading those. So still got to play for 1 year to make the damage. And how to break tier 12. Okay. Butt range, tower damage. At Dar, I would say so, but honestly, the first run of Relic, which is Coin and Lab Speed, is the best. So who knows? I did try to dig that wave, wall, regen, K, for the info dash, how much is the total health? Yeah, Chrono Field, poison for CC. It's called, I read that Chrono Field very helpful. With ice speed reduction. Ooh. Involvement in this chat. Thanks, you guys, for making this social and fun. How was everyone? Hey. There you go. I unlocked it. I haven't heard from her. We think she's in jail. Every time I try to call her, she won't answer the phone. The phone is off. She hadn't been gone with him in a long time. She must have done something bad. And last I heard, she went down to Florida with some guy she met. 50? I thought her cousin Billy Bob down there. And he said that time when he was a small girl and stole a bunch of his makeup. Well, of course. That's what she does. So, that's what she does. Petty theft. I mean, she could at least steal some good makeup like Wet n Wild. Thought she made all this big money. She does all that cheap shit. Get you some Wet n Wild if you're going to do it. I agree with you, Crystal. 100%. Yeah, don't get none of that generic shit. 100%. This chicken is good. I'm gonna hold up the chicken. You know what we gotta do? A thumbnail. Let's do a thumbnail. You're right.
C'est qu'on chie con.
The potatoes are good. Oh, delicious. You want to do another question? Yeah, let's do that. How did you get?
Sure king.
Yeah. Questions? People up early. I don't have a bundle. I gotta wait. Gotta wipe my hands first. Wipe the hands. Wipe the hands. All right. Here we go. Wiggle.
Bravo, ouais. Ouais, c'est.
Yeah. Keep you saying y'all done during sex.
C'est qui me dit,
Being tied to the bed.
Amateur. Parce que t'as raté, perdu. J'ai fait ça. Ouais, non, c'est.
Meet Michael Deva.
What did she say? Hi, welcome to.
Bonjour, je suis Gemini.
Allô, Gemini.
Comment puis-je vous aider?
Comment ça marche? Je fais juste ça.
On peut parler de tout ce que vous voulez.
Ok, je vais t'en Gemini.
Pas de problème. Essayez de mettre du yogourt grec à la place. L'enfant est-il prêt à se coucher? Non.
Est-ce que tu peux le rendre plus professionnel?
Bien sûr, voici une autre version.
Waouh, ça c'est utile.
De rien. Aimeriez-vous discuter d'autre chose?
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Crystal and this is
Jamie.
and we're here at
Wiener Schnitzel. Wiener Schnitzel. We ain't never been here before.
I've never heard of this thing. We drove by and I said, let's get us a hot dog.
Fruit Loop Shake. I'm gonna get one of those. I've never been here.
We got lots of hot dogs. See, in Spanish,
How you doing? Cool. Hey, can you just give me a minute? I ain't never been here. I want to check out the menu. Okay. Junkyard dog, chili cheese, onions, real onions, and mustard.
I want a chili dog. I want a chili dog with cheese, a chili cheese dog, and order of fries. What else they got to drink?
They got cucumber, walnut, and wild berry lemonade.
If it's that cucumber in the
No,
that's
it's
a pea.
It's a pickle egg. That's what it is.
so good.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready. How you doing? I'm ready to order. Can I get a chili cheese dog, a junkyard dog, an order of fries, jalapeno poppers, mini corn dogs, a Fruit Loop shake.
I want to get some sort of ice cream something good.
Which one? They got Reese's Oreo shake, Rippin' Flakes, freezes. Okay.
It's open. It says open thing.
Okay.
And rolls. I got good all this stuff. Is he okay in there?
Just, huh? What was that? You want me to restart? What you got on there? The mini corn dogs, yeah, and an order of french fries. Medium. And then could I get a Fruit Loop shake? A watermelon lemonade? A large Mountain Dew? And one of the old-fashioned caramel sundaes. And that'll do me. That'll do me. That sounds good. I'll take it. Whatever you give me. You got it. Thank you. I thought that's pretty cheap there, we got. We ordered half a menu. That's not $11 over there. You can get a hot dog, take hot dogs for $1. But you can't get a How you doing? Okay, cool. Hey, we ain't never been here before. Never. I'm excited.
Okay, hey, honey.
Hey, you got your wallet?
Yeah, honey. You usually pay, so I didn't want to get yelled at.
All right, come on.
Let me get the code out. I'm sure it's
I want to give me information. Thank you. Hey, can we get some ranch, ketchup, and mustard? Thank you. It's small in there. That kitchen is small.
And it ain't even a building. It's a roof and a roof.
It's yellow. I'm trying to see it. It's yellow. There's a half a roof and a half a roof, and then they're in there.
It's like here's the church and here's the people. Open the door.
Yep.
I did it wrong. Here's the church and here's the people. Open the door.
And show all the people.
And the fingers are supposed to represent.
Thank you.
Thanks for cooking that.
You're welcome. I don't want no one stealing your identity.
Again.
Again. Exactly. Ooh, I'm excited. It looks like there's a bunch of deep fryers back there. It's deep frying thing. I said, Ruthie, you gotta get in.
I'm sorry, honey. I can't see.
But they don't watch it if you're like this, they're not gonna watch it. You gotta be like this.
Well, you shouldn't have said that secret.
There you go. Stay like that. You gotta stay in frame. It's a mukbang. You gotta be in it.
When we started eating it, so I thought it was okay.
No, they want to see you in the whole from start to finish.
Well, how do I know what they're going to put on there? I give it to the damn neighbor and he puts it on there. I don't know if he's going to cut all this out.
No, he won't cut nothing out. I told him not to. You gotta keep the whole thing. Because the people want to see it ordering and, you know, they want to see the whole process of the mukbang. So that's what we're doing.
I've been, when I do my lady, I've been forgetting to take my damn thumbnail. So look, ain't going to be mad at me.
Chris, you gotta do a thumbnail. That's one of the most important things. Seatbelt, seat back, thumbnail, and a tap.
Seatbelt,
Seat back, thumbnail, and a tap.
the SSTT.
S squared, T squared. Okay?
You heard it here first, folks, on Tammy's Mukbang College.
Well, I just know what I'm doing. I've been doing it a while, you know? Damn, they must be cooking everything fresh in there.
I hope so.
Me too, that's why I'm not too angry. We're just taking longer than I
You
expected.
know, I'm going to give that little boy a tip because he was really
Okay.
nice. And I think he heard every item you said.
Yeah, he did good.
You think $5 is enough?
Yeah. Holy shit, a $5 tip? I'd be squirting in my pants. That's really nice of you.
I've been learning that, you know, to get good service, you got to give good service.
Mhm.
Sometimes you got to pay to get that extra, you know, you might throw a couple extra Fritos in your shake.
Yep.
Or what's not a Frito?
Well, you better put ketchup and mustard in there. Because I want that for my little corn dogs I got.
I just don't know why they
Hey, oh, thank you.
Oh, look at
That
that.
looks good. Hey, my cousin Crystal here wanted to give you a $5 tip. That's from Crystal.
You're working hard in there, honey.
You're welcome.
That's a really nice.
You're welcome.
He's just being real helpful, you know, because we said how many items we say 15 or so.
I got it.
And he went by memory and said each one.
He was patient with us. He was. He was patient with us.
It's taking a long time.
That Carmen Sunday looks
I want to
good.
taste a bite of it.
Oh, you-
This is just a cheap bite. I got the Carmel Sunday. It says Tasty Freeze. As you can see, they did not spell it correctly. There's actually an E on the end of freeze.
Damn, I should have got one of those. That's all right. That's all right. I'll enjoy my trip with Jake.
Oh, cherry.
And listen, we got some questions. You guys asked some questions on Instagram. We got some good ones. We got some good ones.
And they ain't all about sex. Usually they're all about sex.
Asking us if we like anal or, you know, what kind of dick we like or, you know,
Of course we like anal.
of course.
Who doesn't like anal?
Exactly. But y'all have some good questions. Okay, so we're gonna answer those. I'm wondering if we should answer one right now if everybody gives our food. Let's go ahead and answer
Look
one.
in your tailbone.
Okay.
It tastes good.
Love this question. Tammy, Crystal, what's your preferred appetizer?
Oh,
Cheese sticks.
cheese sticks are good. I'm gonna go with a toasted ravioli.
For an appetizer? Where are you going? Olive Garden. Olive Garden.
Toasted ravioli.
Okay. Well, I've only been once. That's why I didn't. I just figured you could go to Olive Garden.
But if I'm really splurging, I get a wedge. And if you never had a wedge, what they do is cut the lettuce. They take a whole round lettuce head and cut it to make it into a wedge shape. And they put the toppings on it. And they don't even toss the salad or nothing. They put the toppings on the wedge and you eat it as is.
You do always order the wedges. I noticed that. Thank you. Oh, look, I got a big straw. Okay. Can I please get both ketchup, mustard, and ranch if you got it? I'll do a taste test in a minute. Here we go.
It's a different fella. Our fella went on break.
Yeah, I don't know where he went. He's gone.
He was just walking out that little door there.
This is everything? Oh, we had a Mountain Dew and a lemonade as well. Yep. Make sure everything's in here.
And where's the fella I gave the tip to? He should be in there making sure this is extra.
Go down right.
Good.
Oh, thank you. Mountain Dew. Thank you. Thanks. Have a good one.
Do you think them people meant appetizer for sex? Like maybe they were
Ooh.
trying to do like
What's your
what do you
favorite
like-
oral?
Yeah, what do you like doing before you have sex?
Well, let's answer both. You can, yeah, we can most definitely answer both. Kristen.
Well, appetizer for sex?
Mine is sucking dick. I love it.
Even for you? Does it bring you pleasure?
Yes. Oh, are you kidding me? It gets me throbbing harder than anything. All right, so Winter Schnitzel don't have a parking lot, so we got to pull out into the.
The damn traffic you get killed. I don't know. I like to do different things. I like to maybe have a man act like he's somebody else. Like, oh,
Rope play.
you're
Rope play. That's what it's called.
you're working in my garden today.
Yeah.
Come in and I'll get you a cold drink.
Yeah. I've never been into the rope play.
Oh, I love it. It makes you feel like you're with a different, you know.
Yeah.
You can get sick of your partner.
Well, that's the thing. If I get sick of my partner, I do just give something different.
Oh, you can do that too.
You know?
In Siggy's yogurt, every simple ingredient has a purpose. It's made with 3 times more milk, with 3 times more protein than the yogurt, and low in sugar. Because at Siggy's, simple is better.
Goblet of Oak. Heed my call. Those seeking revenge must pay the price. Everything falls to the wayside in the face of ruthless power. Goblet of Oak.
Like empires, prices rise and fall.
All right. Go ahead. I'm gonna park right where you are, honey. Go ahead. Go ahead. All right. I'm gonna park right here in shade.
Very nice, right by the pawn shop.
Pawn shop right there. Okay. I'm gonna try my. Mmm.
Is it good?
World's most wanted wiener.
Oh my god.
That's you.
That is hilarious.
Mm.
You want me to pass you something? What you want? You gonna distribute?
I'll do the passing. These look like jalapeno poppers. You don't want those, do you?
Hell no, those are out of
You
shit.
hate jalapenos. Mini corn dogs. We can share
Oh,
those.
I love those.
Here's your fries. Got the ranch right here. Here is this your chili cheese dog?
It better not be.
It is, Crystal.
Why did you put it in the box?
It's your chili cheese
It's
dog.
juicy looking.
Mine's in a box.
Why did you put mine in the box?
Mine's in a box.
Oh, because you got the junkyard?
It's supposed to come with crispy onions on top, not fries. And they did give us plenty of ketchup and mustards. That's it.
I would say you ain't gonna be nothing.
No, we're gonna go back through. Let's take a thumbnail. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Good. All right. I'm gonna try my jalapeno poppers.
I'm trying my french fries.
The ranch is good.
You don't have a piece of ketchup in your ketchup.
Oh, honeys. Just one little pack.
That's good.
For now. I got more for you. All right, here we go. Mmm.
That's good.
Mmm. Okay. I'm real picky on my jalapeno poppers. Whew. Mmm.
One time I had one of my partners roll play. He was a captain of a riverboat cruise. Well, you know how I love a riverboat cruise.
Loves them.
And, he was real nice. And he was a good love maker.
So how did you start?
Well, I say, I told you, I'm in my room, you know, I sit in a chair like I'm on a riverboat.
Okay.
He comes by and says,
One little pack.
that's good.
For now. I got more for you. All right, here we go. Mmm.
That's good.
Mmm. Okay. I'm real picky on my jalapeno poppers. Mmm.
One time I had one of my partners roll play. He was a captain of a riverboat cruise. Well, you know how I love a riverboat cruise.
Loves them.
And, he was real nice. And he was a good love maker.
So how did you start?
Well, I say, I told you, I'm in my room, you know, I sit in a chair like I'm on a riverboat.
Okay.
He comes by and says, excuse me, ma'am, did you take it? And I said, you know, I acted like I didn't. Oh, let me look. I would start looking at my purse. He said, well, I'm going to have to search you if you don't have a ticket. That's what he said to me. He starts patting me, you know, all around my stomach, my butt. He's like, is the ticket there? Is the ticket there? Oh, pull my pants down. Is the ticket there? Is the ticket there? Next thing you know,
He's pounding it. That's hot.
and down the river we went, you know, down the muddy Mississippi.
That's actually hot. All right. These jalapeno poppers. I love them. 10 out of 10 because look at this. Little jalapenos are chopped up and they're in there little. And I like that. What I don't like is when you bite into a whole jalapeno and it's nothing but fucking jalapeno. Where's the cheese? Okay? These are good. I mean, I've got hot you actually know. There's no jalapeno seeds in there. Mmm.
All right, I'll give you some ketchup. Why don't you just give me 3?
Sure.
Just in case. I want to taste my hot dog in a minute.
Well, mine open. Wish there was crispy onions on top, but
Why you wouldn't put this in the box on ever? But I see that is.
I also told him to give me whatever he did, so that's kind of
Oh, you did?
I said just give me whatever, because he's having trouble with the order.
Oh, damn.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Chili, cheese, onions, and french fries and mustard.
I don't know how they can call it a junkyard, though. Ain't none of them things in the junkyard.
Never had sold them. Both cars and trucks. So, I don't know how they got that.
That's good.
I like wieners.
Look where the cheese is wrapped around the hot dog. It's 360 coverage. It ain't just
Wow.
on top.
Wow.
That's what I like in hot dog.
Mmm.
I'm gonna come back here if you want. Look at the cheese at the bottom.
Wow. Oh. But that thing's big enough.
Hot dogs?
We're going to go, let's answer another question, right? Okay. Let's see here. Tammy, Crystal, have y'all ever wished you had smaller tits? Do they hurt your back? No.
Wish I had bigger tits.
Yeah. I'm proud of my tits. And you may think, damn, Tammy, those tits are too big. You know, they look like they hurt you. I've never had back problems. Okay, I'm sturdy. I'm a sturdy gal. Okay, I can handle my tits. Okay?
Wish they were bigger. then you're making love and a man is sucking on a big titty. You know?
Yeah.
Small titties are fine too, but that's not my preference. My preference is to have it's like an overflowing cornucopia of tits coming out of my chest.
I like that. I like that. How you put that. And just, I'm always just proud of what I have. You know? Okay, here's a little bitty corn dogs.
There ain't a bad tit out there though. That's the thing.
All tits are good tits.
Well,
I'll say that.
If God had said, okay, come up here, look on this display, the biggest tits you want, I would pick the last one, the biggest one they had.
Yeah.
The biggest
But
model.
all tits are good tits. Crystal, have I not been saying that since I was probably, what, 3 or 4?
Yes. And you had knowledge beyond your years.
Crystal, these are good. You're gonna love them.
What's that, corn dog?
Get your little corn dog.
Because you know, when I was they say, oh, your tits have to look like this or that or this. You know who's saying that? Old, boring men.
Ryan texted me.
We want turkey tits. We want little tits. Fuck you. Okay? You're gonna get whatever tit I'm gonna put in your fucking mouth, right?
Oh, you're telling me because my tits are big, you're not going to suck on it? You're going to suck on it.
Exactly.
And you're going to like it, regardless. Now, my titties are kind of long. I don't have a problem with that. That's okay. That enhances my love making.
Easier for them to
Oh, that's corn dog. Damn.
Told ya.
That's the best. That is the best corn dog.
Told ya. Told you. Corn dog shell.
Voyons
I'm ready.
Okay.
No. Okay. I respect Crystal. Crystal, you know, she was my older cousin growing up. Grandma raised us both. So, she's like a sister to me, but she's also like an aunt or something. Like a young aunt, you know.
So that's 54. That's 44.
There's never been nothing
No,
about
I
it.
because we see. I just on everything. There ain't much that we can disagree on. You know?
6 hour.
Oh, you do this? How do I do it? Can I say? No, teach you the right way.
Well,
On protège bien notre peau avec de l'écran solaire. Pourquoi pour nos dents ce serait différent? Pro-Émail défense active.
Cricut Joy Extra is on sale now. Save $50 on our Fitson Any-Space cutting machine. That cuts, writes, draws, and accents. It's perfect for making cohesive cards, full-color stickers, and personalized t-shirts. See what's possible
Too good.
with Cricut Joy Extra. Don't miss this limited time deal. Shop now at Cricut.com.
Chez Enterprise Mobility, nos experts voient toujours une autre route. Car lorsqu'il n'y a pas de limite à la
And
mobilité,
lastly,
il n'y a pas de limite au chemin que peuvent parcourir les entreprises.
what do you think? I'll never forget the first time I got fingered, okay? I ran home, I was so excited. You know that?
Crystal. She was yelling it from the front yard. And I get up real quick because I think something's wrong. I thought she got hurt or got in a fight, you know, or something.
And she said, what happened? I said, I just got fingered by him. You know? And she said, did you really? You know? And I was a jerk can. And yeah.
I said, did you squirt?
You did ask me. And I didn't, not the first time. I didn't, you know? I think I was just nervous. But, you know, all my milestones in life, I was excited to tell you about it. You know? That's how real it is.
And it's almost like we had the same milestones in the same part of our lives. Because that was, I'm trying to think how old you was. You were about 6th or 7th grade maybe, or were you old in high school?
Yeah.
And you got fingered for
That's 12.
so that's about 6th, 7th grade. And then when I was in 6th, 7th grade, that's the first time I got fingered. And I remember it distinctly. And I did squirt.
You did?
I did squirt. I didn't know at the time what it was. And
Wow.
I thought maybe I had, you know, peed on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said, no, baby, that's female. Female stuff right there.
Female nut.
Female nut. He didn't say that, but that's what
Yeah.
female nut.
Mm.
Female nut. And I ain't stopped
I was doing the labs with the plus, and we have one elite thing left.
I've seen a couple articles on squirting that say, oh, put a towel down. Put a towel down. You better put some rubber sheets down before I get in there, or you're going to get yourself a new mattress.
Oh, wow. You squirt a lot.
So now we have a little bit of an issue with the
There's a lot of issues.
issue.
Wow.
Bad luck.
Grandma's saying that. Here, put it on me.
It must be a hereditary thing.
Well, I squirt, but I don't spray like y'all do.
Yours just comes out.
Yeah, my urethra must be just shaped different, maybe, or something. I don't know.
I'm joking on something. I'm joking on fried. I got jalapenos right here.
Damn, winter scent is good.
I wonder if we could do a 23andMe, see if it has traits of squirting on there.
And you know what? Why not? We have 16,000 diamond.
To say if you
Let's get the module. Let's get the one we wanted.
connected, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It also says like, oh, you like so
Wait, what?
don't like so
I bet.
You took out the next one, the last one. What kind of bull issue is that?
I wonder if there's a squirting category.
If there's not, there needs to be one. And that may be something that we could, you know.
Initiate for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's something, you know,
Ooh, that's something good.
you can't just out of the blue squirt
Now we're focusing on the crown.
and not know what you gotta know it's in your family.
Yeah.
We're a family of squirters.
Mm-hmm. So you can tell the rest of the family. Warm them, you know?
Like, oh, wait, Crystal's saying tonight she's got to stay
Exactly.
in the mattress room.
Exactly. Or is that dog pee? Or is that squirt? You know, like, that's smart. That's really smart.
I don't know why we didn't do that before. Oh, I want to show everybody something I got at Big Lots today. I picked this
Another
up.
one.
I'll tell you, it was in the dog section, the dog. And it even says dog toy, but it's so cute. Look at it. Watch this. It says soft material, great for gentle chewers, so you can chew on it. And it says,
Yo, let's go. Nice.
I thought they looked cute, my hero cabinet, because everything I have in there.
Okay, that's not good. Well, that's good, but still, that is actually really good.
She put that in her basket. I said, Crystal, you didn't got a dog.
You don't need a dog to enjoy this. Look at it.
Dad, that was a good one.
It's really cute. And it says it's made for easy pickup.
Mm.
So maybe you're thinking, that looks like it's hard to pick up. You put your hand on it, it's got these little nubs.
That is brand new. Brand new.
It's got like a grip.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Look, look.
See? Easy to pick up. I paid $3.99 for it.
Worth every penny.
Latex toy.
Worth every fucking penny.
Good.
Every penny. You want to do that equation?
Sure.
Let's see here.
I'm gonna start eating this Sunday. It ain't that much.
Let's see here.
Let's do 4 more.
Lots of good questions. A lot of people asking us for reasons.
Asking us for version? Does it have their phone numbers on there?
We can go back and track them. A lot of people asking about Rodney. Listen, we don't have a Rodney update. We think he got arrested somewhere. And maybe out of state, because we called all the local county jails. He ain't in there.
And besides that, why do they want to keep opening this window?
Because we put our lives out there about what happened between you and Rodney.
And we won't do it. We'll just do it when we have to fuse module.
What happens when you go viral? I go viral because I'm tired of people saying, where's Rodney? Where's Rodney? They'll come up to me at one of your shows.
Yeah.
They say, have you found Rodney? And I look around. I say, because I'm sitting by myself. I say, do you see him sitting here?
Yeah. It upsets her. The whole breakup is upset. You know, because she didn't get closure.
Yep.
She broke out and bounced. And that's the last. Look.
This gal the show the other day goes, hey honeys. You know, like you'll say, hey honeys. She goes say, here's Rodney. His name's Rodney. Ha 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 ha. And I look thinking it's going to be him.
There was another man named Rodney.
Well, just another man named Rodney.
And you thought it was going to be Rodney. Wow.
I just keep thinking he's going to show up, you know, when they say, oh, you fall in love when you least expect it. So I'm trying not to least expect it, you know, so maybe he'll show back up.
Well, if he does show back up, you're not falling in love with him. Again, that's what I'm saying. I'm whooping his ass. Crystal,
Crystal.
you kicked your girl cabinet. You know, I know it is. Okay? But you deserve much better than Rodney's ass. And you know that. I can't wait to get my hands on Rodney. I swear.
I can't wait to get my hand on Tracy.
See you, Rod?
Ooh.
I can't get over it in the day.
462. This is much better.
Have you seen Rodney? Or seen Rodney down at the Citgo? Well, fine, I'd be at the Citgo without me.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I get what you're saying.
And I appreciate everybody being concerned. But don't open this for me again. Over and over.
I agree. I bring up Harvey. People in her DMs every day.
Rodney.
I think I saw Rodney. What's a Rodney update? And I'll hear her anywhere. Sometimes late, not just crying. That was my crying.
Look at the Rodney.
We got a t-shirt that says where's Rodney with our hands like this.
Well, we want to make some money. We want to make some money.
And we did.
And we did.
Why do you think about this?
That's how she got that. You think we were just going to make $30 without selling Rodney t-shirts? Man. I thought, if they put in that t-shirt,
What's that next one? What's that next one?
Oh.
We might be dead. We don't know. We don't know. We need our private eye.
Maybe we can get the dog and I'm going to I bet you could get him because you're verified. You could probably get him to do it.
Crystal, I didn't think about that. But you're right.
I bet he'd find him quick too. You can always find the people quick. You know, give him a little pep talk and say, I used to lead this kind of lifestyle. But look at me now, I'm a driving PI.
Hey, can y'all do me a favor? Go message and comment on Dog the Bounty Hunter's Instagram and just say, hey, could y'all please help out Tammy and Crystal? I'll message him too, but he may not see mine. He's super famous, you know?
Yeah, but you got that blue hashtag.
Mm-hmm. I do.
That would really be wonderful. if you could.
Oh, he'd find Rodney in a heartbeat.
And then they could do it. It'd be like an episode of Cheaters and Doggy Dog Hunter. Because then they'd have me in the backseat of the car. And we're pulling up on the mountain. And I'm like, oh, I get out of the car. And I get closure.
And then I will with ass.
Yeah.
I'll let you get closure first. And then mine.
And I'll tell you out. But you know, you get me locked up.
Oh, I might get charged. For sure. For market. This is good.
I like it. I'll do it.
Yep. We ain't got no more questions.
I guess we're done.
I ain't got no more food. Ate it all.
We ate it all. Well, that was really fun. And what I say at the end of my video, I say, thanks for joining me for Crystal's food review. Check back next time for more food reviews.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Hello everyone, it's me, Crystal, and I'm here with yet another Crystal's food reviews and other things. Guess who's the other thing today?
Tammy,
Probably didn't recognize her because of the sunglasses, but that's her.
it's me.
L'événement de ma beauté est en cours.
But we'll talk about all fully. See, her, me. And we're at Jack in the Box today, where we're going to try and test out different foods from Jack in the Box.
Oh, I've been in forever. They got spicy chicken strips.
Not for me.
Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome. Don't blink. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Oh, guess what? Yeah. Okay. Guess what? Sorry, guys. We fucked up. That's actually a good idea. Okay, good. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Okay, so doing well to having a wonderful day on this 10th April 2025. We just popped a infected singer, which was feeling really good. Thank God you didn't see this because there was a lot of juice that popped off. Today we're doing a tower talk. Right, so doing the tower talk. Let's play with the tower. We've been doing really good with tower. Technically speaking, we've been really killing the game. So let's check out. Well, first of all, let's check out what we got on this 10th of April. So the Champions League we got to rank 20. So not great. However, we've been reaching level 20. It completely changed the crown. Now, technically speaking, I don't remember what we did last time, so maybe this is a repeated video. I hope it's not. We have the Platinum League with Finish, the Sword. Platinum League we finished at rank 10, which is great because we're getting 200 gem and 60 stones. Right? Now, we're going to do the shield. I don't know why the shield didn't show up automatically. We ended up rank 16, which is also super good. That is pretty much it. Now, what changed is actually quite simple. The guild has been really helping me out with advice. For example, understanding that the chain lightning was the best ultimate weapon, but more than that, understanding that doing longer waves was better in the long run, but more than that. For example, right, technically speaking, right, of course, we're making more money at tier 9 for the sword and the shield, and more money at tier 11 for the crown. But at the same time, we're making a lot more elite and a lot more Mojul. So the Mojul and the elite are going to be good because we kind of need them. First of all, but second of all, it's also the fact that we have... What the heck? What the heck? That's the weirdest thing that ever happened. That is the weirdest thing that ever happened. How the heck did this happen? Don't blink. It's your blink. Welcome to the show. Kids, having a wonderful day on this 10th April 2025. We are playing 3 times the tower. We got a beautiful sunrise behind me. We are doing a tower talk. Now, technically speaking, there's not a lot that change for this, right? But still, so the first thing that we want to watch is the ranking. It's my second time doing this video, so I know exactly the ranking. We got to rank 20 in champion, right? Right now, what we're doing is gonna be uploading clips. So rank 20 in champion for crown, rank 16 for shield and plat, and we got to rank 10 in plat for the sword. So we're not really seeing a huge plus or a huge influx on the playthrough when it comes to because that's possibly the best way to see that you're progressing, right? The tournaments, because this is a way of saying, okay, well, I got this and I need to do something else, etc. So with that, we are getting some, if not a lot, of progress. Is always going to be super cool. What changed is thanks to the guild. The guild has been super helpful because people are really there for each other. Like, of course, it's bias. So for example, we got this guy called Falcon, and Falcon is super helpful. However, Falcon right now is focused on this wall, so he constantly talks about the walls. For somebody else, people would be like, no, you know what? I don't need to increase my walls right now. But for him, that's important. The other information I got was, for example, how good Chain Lightning was, and I never realized how good Chain Lightning was. People have been telling me that Chain Lightning and Chrono Field are 2 of the best, and it's something that surprised me because I would have never guessed. Best guess, a little bit of a rhyme here. So they also told me that we've been doing really good for the longer run. So for example, we're still in run number 1 for shield and sword, and run number 9 and crown. Now, if you want to do a maximum cash, I would go rank number 9, and rank number 11 on here to make the most coin possible. However, we're getting some really good coin at the very end, right? Which is a blessing. We're still at a point where it's reasonable. Like if I do a tier 1, it takes me 7 hours. That's really reasonable. Also, it's a good thing because right now we're looking for a job. We're really looking for a job. So it's a great thing because 8 hours is my shift. So if I can last more than 8 hours, I got a complete shift, right? Which is great. That being said, because there is something that we have to have. We're not making that much when it comes to coin. So it's a bit of a problem. I'm gonna be honest and say, especially with with the sword, because the sword we should be making more. The sword I'm making, look, the sword I'm making, we just started ranked tier 1. We're making 223 kilo, K or 2000 per minute, and the sword, which is at the X, the shield, which is 973. There's a lot of difference though. It's at 159. But if we were starting, the shield would be a lot more. The shield we have 40,000 billion. The sword we have 4.5. So it is a problem. However, we're getting a lot of elite in module. So I noticed that my 2 weakest things were module for both the shield and the sword. We don't have good module. We didn't upgrade the module, which is because the module in itself, they're important, but. They're important, yes, but if I had to choose between buying a card slot, or module, I would buy a card slot, right? We bought the 5 lab, which was the most important thing, and then we're trying to buy every single card slot, and then thankfully to the event, we're getting buy 40 card every single event or not. It's about 80 card per week. If there's 500 cards, and the game for now, that is around, so it's around 7 weeks. It's around 7 events, which is 14 weeks, which is 3 months and a half, right? So that's nothing. So that being said, also we're getting more of the elite cell, which is really cool because we're catching up, right? So technically speaking, right, the sword and the shield will never be as good as the crown because the crown has more ultimate weapon. But with the lab, because of the elite cell, I'll be able to catch up. There's gonna be a level where they're similar. So even if they're not similar, the sword and the shield will take a lot less time. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to upgrade everything with shield, with sword and shield. So what we're trying to do, honestly, and that's a bit of a complicated task, but we're trying to upgrade maximum all of the attack upgrade, because I decided to do something, and that something is kind of crazy. I'm gonna be able to do the labs for technically speaking, I won't be able to do labs for attack. I will not be able to do labs for attack. I will not be able to do attack speed, or in this one, L for health regen. But something like a wall I could do. Something like no, I'll leave it like that, right? I'll leave it like that. But there's gonna be a level where I don't have anything to upgrade for defense anymore, and that's the time where we decide, okay, well, we're upgrading for defense, we're upgrading for attack. What do we do now, right? And I have 2 choices. Either this is way down the line, or this is actually quite nearby. This is quite close, right? And I would prefer to be close because then I'll really have time to do the schedule. I didn't think about that, but it's an eventuality that all of the 3 playthrough are gonna be the same thing. We're already having a huge problem with shield, and that huge problem is that I have both inner landmines and black hole, where there's 2 gold, right? So they're almost completely upgraded. So now I'm gonna buy some new ultimate weapon. But ultimately speaking, all 3 playthrough in the long run will have D12 ultimate, D9 ultimate weapon. Right? They'll have the 9 ultimate weapon first of all. Second of all, they'll have field. So we're gonna have to do something because this is death. In a lot of ways, this is death in the sense of, okay, well, we are at a level where I can't upgrade anything else, right? So what do we do? And right now, we're doing this more and more. Bonjour. Ça va bien? Oui, merci. So that's what we're gonna be doing, and it's amazing because we're super close to that. Why am I saying super close to that? It's because I'm at a 1.5 years on the crown. That's my neighbor. I'm a 1.5 years on the crown, and I'm 6 months in both. Right? No, that's not true. I'm gonna be 2 years soon. In July 13. Today is this is the 10th of April. So April, May, which is my 4th year as a content creator. May, I'm hitting May, June, July. So in 4 months, I'm gonna be reaching 2 years. And in 6 months, I did way more than the first year. So we're really trying to figure out what is up, right? And we'll see how it goes. We'll see exactly how it goes. I'm excited for that. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, if you blink, welcome to the show. Everything wants to have a wonderful day. Just talk to my wonderful neighbor. Super nice talk. It's early morning, so a simple hi, how are you is good. But still, if I'm getting able to talk, is that nice? We'll just show you the setup of the day. So we have my coffee, we have something to taste. I got a tower, I got clips uploading, and we have the wonderful sunrise. There's still some snow, which is really nice. That was done today. So early birds get the worm. Don't blink, just blink. Welcome to the commercial. So we're also having a wonderful day. We're ready to go, so we're going to be starting to film with this one. I'm going to have a wonderful day of content creation. It's going to be really nice, and that is pretty much it. So enjoy. Okay, let's go. Okay, next. Domlink, it's your boy. Welcome to our show. Living Wolves are having a wonderful day on this 10th April 2025. Today we're going to be doing a couple of videos. Going to be having a lot of fun. We have so much content to do. Plus we have to upload some clips. So looking forward to the rest of the day. But let's start it with a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of a sugar, a little bit of a little treat to start the day. And that little treat is maple spread. So this is a maple butter. As you guys know, I'm Canadian. So if I can enforce a couple of stereotypes, right? I'll do it. What stereotype do I want to enforce? We love snow. We love poutine, and we're fervent maple eater. Yeah, there's a lot of other things, but I can't think about anything right now. So instead of thinking, there's some tasting. They both start with a T, and they both end with an ing. I have an inkling that this is gonna be fun. So maple butter in itself, you guys understood butter in itself, right? It's supposed to be a really nice texture for the butter. It's supposed to be really nice on toast. I do not like it on toast because I do feel like it's a bit too sweet. Like even Nutella on toast. It's a bit too sweet. So if you casual butter, do the butter normally, and then infuse it with the syrup, maple syrup. And the maple syrup in itself has a really nice quality to it. Because when you look at it, right, it almost gives this consistency of caramel, right? But it's maple syrup. So why we got that is because this is the craziest thing. This is the craziest thing. So how do you make caramel, technically speaking? Caramel is mainly two ingredients, butter and sugar. People will be adding cream, people will be adding sea salt. I do like the casual butter and sugar. This is actual butter. There's this dairiness, but there's also this fattiness to it. Now the maple syrup is extremely sweet. So you kind of have this caramel texture because it's the same ingredient as caramel. Without further ado, let's look at this. Let's go here. Let's just taste it. And definitely a really strong maple taste. If you're Canadian, it tastes like maple on ice with certain creaminess in it. And it's quite nice. It's nuts because I know it's supposed to be a spread, but to me it really tastes creamy, right? It almost tastes like a it's like I don't know how you call it in English. It's like a sugar brownie. It does that with maple, so it's really nice. Remind me about myself, about my childhood a lot. It's nuts. I told you guys about this story before a million times, but I'm gonna say it again. I love my father, right? But he wasn't the best cook. My father, and I know I'm repeating myself, and if you hear the story, I'm sorry. If you didn't hear the story, I'm not sorry. My father was a dude that's very simple man. I don't care about what I'm eating as long as I'm eating. I need to eat. As a child, I ate baked potato, and ham. One of them I can't remember, right? Now, when we go to the sugar shack, which is Canadian and French, there was a lot of meal on the table, but it was mostly. See, the sugar shack are supposed to be this experience, this Canadian experience of what it was like back in the days where maple was like gold, right? And it's nuts because I'll have to check the story of maple syrup, and that could be a good video. That could be a cool video to do because I'm Canadian. But you would go there, and it's really simplistic. So you'll get delicious omelets, you'll get little sausage, you'll get beans, which I don't like, and you'll get ham, which I don't like. So I would eat my fill with omelets, right? Now my favorite thing was oreilles, which was little teas of fried lard, and I would like that so much I would fill my pocket with lard. But it was very salty, very salty, and I would go there to get maple. And since there was this kind of rule at my father's place where I went a lot of sugar, right? So the maple syrup, I would get myself to a point where I was sick because I know I wouldn't have some till the next year. So it's kind of crazy cool. It's kind of amazing. And that is the beauty. So yeah, this is delicious. I loved it. Don't blink. It's your boy. Welcome to the show. We're going to having a wonderful day on this 10th April 2025. Today we're talking about a subject. It's a sensitive subject. You could even call it making myself vulnerable because the subject of the video is being vulnerable. Before we start, let me flex a little bit. Uploading clips, filming tower, right? The tower. So yeah, so we're doing good. We're busy, but we're doing good. So today we're talking about vulnerability, and there's a very specific reason as this, right? Now, it's the economy right now is not bad, but with the old tariff of USA, a lot of people are worried. A lot of places might be closing, you know, and the economic situation isn't perfect. So there's a lot of worry here, right? Now, my mom, right? My mom, and this is going to be a blueprint as to who I am. My mom is very helpful. My mom always has this desire to help. My mom, if she want to help, I can't tell her no. Because she'll insist to a point where she's going to get into a fight because I don't accept her help, right? So when I do it with my mom, and again, people will say, oh, you're trying to manipulate your own mother. I'm not trying to. With my mom, what I'm going to try to do is, I know that she wants to help, so I'm going to tell her, hey, you can help with this and this and this, and it's going to be little things, but she still feels like she's helpful, right? Now, my father, they both have such a different ideology, if you will, to raise a child. Let's work a little bit. My father was really hands-off. I was born in the 90s. The 90s were fucking amazing. It was about discovering self and being on your own and kind of navigating through life, through it. The 90s were possibly the very first generation raised by TV, you know, and that's insane to think about it. Because like right now we're seeing an influx in the number of mobile games there is, right? We're seeing a huge influx. In the 90s, people understood that, okay, well, there's a lot of money to be made by making kid shows. Because we got memorabilia, we got some gifts, we got some shows, we got some, for example, I'm talking about a D63 per Excellence. We're talking about something like Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Was super profitable because of the show, right? If it wasn't for the show, nobody would give a shit about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I mean this respectfully, of course. So now, what ended up happening, which was kind of crazy cool, was life, okay? The whole social aspect to it changed. My father was like, okay, well, guess what? I was raised that way, you'll be okay. And my father had it hard because he was the oldest kid of 6 siblings, and his father wasn't reliable. So even at a very young age, he would run after me. And my father was a weird guy. He was like, you're gonna be doing the same thing as I do, but I had the TV. He didn't. My father was a really weird guy in a sense of, there was a lot of instances where, how can I say that? There's a lot of instances where there could have been some consequences, or it could have been rougher, and he wasn't. So, you know, he could have said, hey, do the chores, I get chores, but he didn't give me chores, and I don't know why. Maybe he didn't believe in it, maybe he had a childhood where the chores were too much for him. Like, I'm not gonna do that to my own son, but it wasn't the case. However, my father would also do things like, okay, well, you were bad, go into your room. But in my room, and this was something I never understood. I never understood. He would tell me, you've been a bad boy, go to your room. But in my room, you would have everything. You would have radio, you would have music. Well, radio music is the same thing, but you have books, right? I had anything and everything in my room. There was even a pantry with food. So if I was hungry, I could get a snack, you know? So why did he send me to my room when you know I like it so much? Well, because for him, it was the perfect compromise. I would still be in a place where I was being taught a lesson, but it wasn't something that was too rough for a kid, right? And it was nice because, you know, there was a leniency. There was a leniency in the righteousness. There was a leniency in how strict he was. He was an asshole, but he wasn't that big of an asshole, you know? As far as that, he wasn't an asshole, right? Growing up, I was afraid of him. He was an asshole, but as far as assholes go, he was a pretty soft one. That sounded so wrong, and I do apologize for the imagery. So, long story short, he's more of an end-off, and lately he's been helping me a lot. And his way of helping is actually weird. He'll give me like a coffee thing and say, hey, I got this for you. He'll give me some sausage from Costco because they're on special. They're not on special. Say, hey, I thought about you. You know, he's been helping me a lot. Now, technically speaking, right, I'm getting both my parents to help. Technically speaking, with you guys, when we do the weight loss, we're doing more live, and people are super generous. But I'm reliant on you guys, and yesterday we did a video, and this is kind of like a follow-up. We did a video on being alone and the need to socialize, right? Well, when you don't have a need to socialize, when you're independent, right? When you're alone, the first thing that you learn is to be independent. When you're independent, the first thing you learn is to rely on yourself, right? So you're not used to it's not kindness, but you're not used to being help. And it's a beautiful thing because you're not used to being help because people don't see you as needing help, right? And it's funny, I met a girl. That was almost a year ago. I met a girl, and we met in a life, everybody else's life, and then she would come to my life. But then I had this guilt because I was like, yo, this guy, where we met, let's call him X. We met on X's stream. X was streaming. And I'm like, dude, he's streaming. Why don't you go to his life, right? And I felt bad because he works so hard to get the view that he has. And I'm like, okay. And then she's like, yeah, but you're different. And I'm like, how am I different? You constantly need help. You don't need help. You get along with yourself. You get shit done on yourself. And I was like, kind of pride to me, you know, be independent. All those nights where I was alone. And I don't know if, and I'm not saying that he did, but there was a sense of pride. My father knew that he could not necessarily manipulate me, but he could make me think at least that there's kind of pride to take care of yourself, right? And it was nice. It was such a beautiful thing because he would go to work a lot and I would be on my own at home and I would watch TV and eat snacks. It was great. But it was also like, you know, I was permitted more when I was alone. But it was also there was also a kind of a limit, right? It's kind of a limit to how much I could get done or do. And it was things like, you took care of yourself, good job. Which she didn't say a lot. So it felt really special, right? But now, I don't know if they're helping me because they see me as being vulnerable. Now, being vulnerable, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I always feel bad about it. For example, tomorrow is my father's birthday. Tomorrow's my father's birthday, and they're going out to a restaurant. And my stepmom, she called me and she's like, yo, I'll pay for you. Come, I'll pay for you. And although I'm super grateful for that, I'm like, I feel bad because I feel like I'm taking advantage of you. I'm so used to doing things on my own. I'm so used to not getting help. And when I do get help, it feels very disingenuous. When I do get help, it feels very like, dude, you don't need to do that, right? It is almost to a point where I don't acknowledge that I need help, right? And it's a classic case of, well, I didn't realize how hurt I was before I saw the wound. I didn't realize how fat I was until I was forced to climb the stairs, right? And you realize things, and you're like, okay, well, this is how you see me, as someone that needs help. Is this the way that everybody sees me? And again, there's nothing wrong with needing help, right? But there is something wrong with taking advantage of people. There is something wrong with constantly asking for help. And I don't, you know, it's hard for me. So yes, there's this new reality right now where we're feeling vulnerable because people might possibly see us as vulnerable. And it's insane because this is all a construct. It's all a construct of the mind. It's all a construct of, well, if they see me like that, maybe I am. You know? And I don't think that's true. I don't think that this is something that's even remotely possible. Of course, there's instances of, well, you could have done better. Of course, there's instances of, well, you could have done things differently. There's always going to be the instances of, you could have took another road, right? But in the end, you're here. And it's such a complicated context. I've always had this problem. When somebody does something nice for me, I feel the obligation to do something nice for them. So I stopped doing nice things for people. Because like I don't want you to feel obligated that I don't want you to feel like you owe me something because you don't. But then people would do it out of the kindness of their heart. It's like, no, bro, I know I don't owe you anything. I'm just doing this because I want to. And I was like, wow, it's actually quite nice. It's actually quite kind, right? But at the same time, you're like, fuck it, now you did something nice for me. I want to do something nice for you. So did I stop recording? Please tell me. Yes, I am recording. Nice. So when somebody does something nice for me, I feel like, it's a weird thing because do I think I need some help? No. Do I think I could get on my own just fine? Yes. But it's a complex thing because some people do something nice for you, and then you feel that you should be doing something nice for them. You're not able to because you don't have the means to help them, right? Or you're in a position where, compared to them, you're in that position. Good. Okay, that's good. Well, she's super kind. She just texted me and said, hey. As I said, I didn't. So she texted me and said, hey, I'll pay for you. Now, technically speaking, and I know this is super wrong and this is super mean, but she's my stepmom. We're not related, right? If my father did that, I wouldn't say anything. But for her, I'm like, I feel a bit, not sure uncomfortable, but not really comfortable with the situation, right? So it's weird to be vulnerable. And it's a nice thing. The possibly nicest thing about making content for years is, and making content every single day for 4 years is, you guys know me, you guys see me, you guys know how I react. So I don't think there's been a lot of cases where I needed some help. I don't think there's a lot of cases where I was being vulnerable. There was some cases, of course. I think if you spend 4 years and there's nothing wrong with you, then you're hiding shit, But at the same time, it's always a case of we were down and we got back up. And now the truth is I don't know how to get back up, So I might not be vulnerable, and I may not be in a position where I'm in distress, or I'm in a position where I'm so worried about everything and anything, right? And I'm also in a position where I'm starting to feel like, okay, well, there's a couple of things that you could change, And it sucks. It sucks because nobody wants to admit that they need help, right? I'm seeing a person. I'm not gonna say who, because I don't want to throw her under the bus, but I'm seeing her, right? And it's actually quite a nice thing to talk about vulnerable. I didn't think about this before we made the video, but now I'm thinking about it. And she's always posting about how she doesn't like the way she looks. She doesn't like life. She's sad. She's anxious, right? And she's nice to me, so I felt bad for her. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? You doing okay? Are you feeling good? And she's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, if she put a video, and she's like, oh, I don't like the way I look. I told her, I think you look fine. I think you look amazing. And she was like, I don't agree. And then I saw it as she needs reassurance, right? Because I had exes like that. Now, just to be clear, there's no romantic interest towards this person, right? But it's also nuts because how can I put this into word? I was trying to, and I had to insist a little bit. And she kept on telling me, no. So after 4 or 5 comments I gave up. I'm like, fuck, if you don't want me to help you out, I'm not gonna help you out, right? And then the very next day, she makes another video where she says, I don't like the way I look. And now I didn't comment because I'm like, dude, you're not gonna take the help. But maybe it wasn't about me trying to help her. Maybe it wasn't about what I was saying. Maybe it was about the fact that she didn't think that she needed help, or she didn't want to admit that she needed help. That's completely different. That is completely different. Yeah, it's amazing. Life is amazing. Life, the perception of people being vulnerable, but also seeing people vulnerable, right? And then there's another question: are you helping people because you feel like you need help yourself? Are you helping people in the hope they will help you back, or are you helping people because you can't help yourself? And those 3 cases, you're in a position of, I don't know. That's a scary thing. That is a scary thing. That is exactly what's scary about this. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Qatar Show. If you want to have a wonderful day on this 10th April 2025, we're filming the nature, we're filming the tower, we're uploading videos, and we're filming the tower here. So quite a busy morning, but we're doing okay, we're doing fantastic. I want to back on a video that I did yesterday. And that video was the need to socialize. And I was watching this video because, again, it was taking some, I was watching this video again because I deleted TikTok. Because TikTok has a tendency to take a lot of place. And TikTok, when you boot it up, if your video file is too long, like you guys know that I do some long ass videos, those videos will take a while to upload. So the first one I had to do yesterday, the first one I wanted to upload was the video that needs to socialize, right? And I did the whole video, and I don't usually listen to my own video, but I did, and I need to rectify something, and it's actually a really good thing. It's actually a really, really positive thing. I think yesterday I was talking about how I feel like, okay, well, I'm ready to have more friends. Okay, I feel like I'm ready to date, right? And something extremely amazing happened. There's evolution there at the same time. Like, there's a couple of years, even when I started the other job, I was willing to take any form. And when I say any, I mean any form of friendship or any form of affection because it was so little in my life, right? Now we're able to say, like, for example, right? I had a TikTok live about 2 days ago, and there was 2 trolls, right? And they were both assholes, and I did say that in the stream. And then I was in a really good mood because I just worked out. So like, dude, I'm exhausted. You're not gonna make me tired. I'm exhausted. You're not gonna make me mad, right? There's no way you're gonna make me mad. I'm too tired to be mad, right? And then when the guy saw that I wasn't reacting, and I made one of the troll laugh, and the troll became nice to me. Right? And there was another troll who was constantly pushing the envelope and pushing to get a reaction. And then the funny thing is, I speak French, yeah, and this guy didn't. One of my mod, Labelle Jordan, was in my chat, and she knew that he wasn't speaking in French, so she came to me in French. She's like, yo, good, I said, he's a fucking dumbass, right? And I'm like, let him go. And then I was insulting him in French, which probably shouldn't have done, but then again, the guy was trolling for multiple, I would say 20 minutes, right? And constantly spamming. And then the guy who warmed up to me was like, how did you call me? Because I called the 2 of them dumbass. And they were both dumb. If you're trolling someone, you're dumbass. Why are you doing that? But at the same time, it's funny because the guy who warmed up to me is like, he got offended. He said, what do you mean? I thought we were cool. I said, dude, you came in to troll. that she liked me now. It's not. If she didn't like me, you would still be trolling, you know. So that's your problem. That's not my problem, right? And I remember time, like I said yesterday, where I just took anybody, the troll, if they were not nice, I just took them to my stream. I just took them into the content because I was so lonely, but also I felt like I needed so much. See, yesterday we did also a video which was called why aren't we giving up, right? And the simple fact where I don't feel as deep diving into the content creation as I was, the simple factor of, okay, well, I want to content create, but still to the degree where it's healthy, right? Still to the degree where, okay, we did this, we did that, it's healthy, let's move on and we'll see how it goes in next years. So for example, next year, there's going to be a lot less content being made, and we're going to be seeing how the channel grow. Are the videos that I did last year or this year, are there enough to make the channel grow? Or are we going to have to wait until we have another break to make some more content, right, and rectify the shots? It's like, the way I see it, and I was talking to Shao yesterday, one of my best friends, and Shao is a huge fan of sports. And he was talking about basketball, right? And then he was saying that he was the player that played the most. He was playing 22 minutes on the court, 22 minutes, right? And then they still lost. And then he was really upset about that, and I was like, dude, how much did other people played? And then he told me the people and how much time they played. And there was this guy who played for 12 minutes, right? And I'm like, don't be mad at the person who played 22 minutes. Who did their best. They had the person that did 18 minutes and didn't do enough. You know, it's a team effort. It's a team sport. The world doesn't fall upon your shoulder, bro. But he does feel like that sometimes. And he mentioned it to me, right? So like, don't do that, bro. And then with the content creation, since I'm taking a step back from this obsession, right? Which is a great thing, thank God. I hope you guys are happy, right? With the obsession of making content. We're in a really, really cool position, but also a really weird one where I'm like, even if I don't get views or comments, I don't really mind. So when the guy came to troll, I was in a position of, yo, I need to win them over. I'm like, if you like me, fine. If you don't like me, fuck you. I don't care, right? And I know that's not nice to say, but at the same time, I'm not gonna kiss somebody's ass if they like me if I don't need to, you know? I'll kiss my boss's ass because I need to, because he pays the bill. You're not paying my bills. You're not doing shit for me. If you're nice, the simple fact of you being nice to me, or a nice guy, right, is enough. Yesterday we had a TikTok live, right? And we had somebody, and she came in, and she wanted to talk about something, right? And because then she had a hard time explaining herself. I'm like, hey, do you want, by any chance, do you want to go in a corner? I was like, yes, please, right? And then she came to the corner, and then she ended up saying, and then I was saying, thank you and thank you. She's like, why are you thanking me? Dude, thanks to you, the content is better, right? You did something for me, and she's like, oh, okay. She didn't need to do much. The little she did was a lot for me, you know? I think this is important. So where are we going with that? There's actually a big evolution in the psyche that we have right now. And this big evolution in the psyche that I have right now is how desperate we are for human connection. Yesterday, I was talking about how I would love to have more human connection, but not to a level where it's unhealthy. Like, you're open-minded to make some new relationship, but not to a degree where, okay, well, I need to. I would like, but I don't need to. I would like, but it's not an obligation. I would like, but I won't die if I don't do it, you know? So it's a really nice thing. And like I was saying, lately, I put myself out there more romantically, right? And there's a point in my life where I would go on Badoo or on Tinder. I would get one match, right? Okay, so we didn't get a lot of matches, but still. And because we didn't get a lot of matches, the match that we did get, we would go, not obsessive over it, but I was like, holy shit, I need to make this work, right? Because this is the only match I had today. I need to make this work. And I was willing to make extra effort. And to someone I didn't really like. Because I was so desperate, right? And that was bad. That was bad. But then, was it bad, or do you understand the need for socialization? Do you understand the reason why we do it? Did you agree with the reason why we're doing it? Right? And it's not necessarily the action that you did, is the fact that we understand, right? That's important. That is important because your complete psyche change. Your complete psyche change. Okay, well, he did this and this and this is why. Well, I understand the reason as to why, or I think he's an asshole. I understand the reason as to why, okay, I can forgive the why. Right? So it's a great thing. It's a great thing. You just talk about being vulnerable, right? There's a video on that. Now, the video about being vulnerable. When I feel vulnerable, do I let people in, or is my guard up? Right? And that's not the true question. Because the true question is, some people you'll let in, some people you won't. And that's where things are different. It's not necessarily about, oh, I let you in. It's about why I let you in. And why I let you in, but I didn't let the other person in. Because I know that I can trust you, or you can help. Versus somebody that I would have asked and they didn't really care. Right? I had this, it's funny. This morning we had a conversation with these neighbors. With the neighbors that are sharing the balcony with me. And they're super kind. Super, super kind. And we never talk because, again, it's a very individualist society. Canada is. We don't talk. And this morning, we simply said good morning, right? And it was nice. And then there's other neighbors that I don't like at all. He's judgmental. He thinks he's above everybody else. He makes a joke about everybody else. You know, he's not insulting, but passive aggressive, right? And about 3 weeks ago, he comes in. And he gave me shit. I don't remember as to why, but he gave me shit. And he's insisting. And I was listening to him. I was standing still as he was giving me shit. And then it hit me. You're not my fucking dad. Who are you to me? You live in the same building I do. We're not even a neighbor. I don't have to listen to you. So I just left. And then he ran after me and was like, hey, I'm talking to you. I looked at him and I said, I don't care. Now, was that nice of me? No, of course not. But this guy allowed himself to be mean to me because I allow it. The bully that I had for years at work was my fault. We didn't put some boundaries. We didn't tell him, stop it. We didn't tell him, hey, I'm not okay with that. We're just fucking pouting. We're just fucking, oh, I don't like that. You're not gonna change shit by doing that, right? You're not gonna change shit. I allow that. No, the reason why I allow it is because I had so little interaction that I was like, okay, well, if the shitty interaction is an interaction, right? It's the simple fact, it's the simple concept of a good deed. So people will go in and say, okay, well, I want to do a good deed every single day, right? So you go every single day and you do a good deed. Who the fuck are you to say, hey, this person deserves a good deed and this person doesn't? Who the fuck are you to say, I'm only gonna do one nice thing per day? Doesn't make any fucking sense, you know? It's just stupid fucking societal norm that are outdated and baseless. So yeah, so I was proud of myself for yesterday because those shows came in and I wasn't mad. Well, it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. I wasn't mad. I would react to it. I wasn't mad. I was like, you know what? This is the first time in so long that the people came, right? And of course I felt bad because I did insult the guy who became nice. But at the same time, this person wasn't nice to begin with. Wasn't nice. You came in with bad intention. You left with good intention. That's cool, but you came in with bad intention. And I've been having this huge problem for the last year or 2 years. I've been having this ultimate issue as to where I do not know how to react with people. I don't know how to be social. The reality is I know how to be social, right? I do know how. I can be very kind, I can be very nice. The problem is I was being kind and nice to everybody. So then everybody takes a little bit out of you. They take a little bit out of you. They take a little bit out of you. And then when the people that deserve it, your real friend, they come in and say, hey, can you be nice to me? I'm like, oh, sorry, the bank is closed because I gave out all the kindness away. Who's the asshole here? You, even though you were nice to other people, you're still an asshole because those friends are there for you. You weren't there for them. Now, being exhausted is not an excuse because you chose to be exhausted, right? You chose to be exhausted. If I was able to say, you know what? I don't know you. Like there's this person, right? And she came in, and I didn't even know her. I thought about this person a lot. Well, not a lot, but still. And she came in and she was like, hey, you should put some hashtag on your video. And I was like, you're absolutely right. I should do that. And then the next day she came back to me and we talked. And next time we just talked about life. And I was like, okay, it's cool. And then the third day, I was like, she came back to talk to me in a row. And I'm like, listen, I should have that you want to talk. I don't know you. We don't know each other. We're not friends. You're very kind, but I don't know you. Now that was an asshole move, but at the same time it's true. And she took it the wrong way. But the reality is, you're not gonna get along with everybody, or you're not supposed to be friends with everybody. She was super kind, but then I didn't want it to become like this super important thing, right? I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. See, the guy we blocked yesterday because he was self-serving. We did block him, but how many weeks when we met him and we knew he was not a good person? How many weeks did we let him in our lives and our content? A lot. Why did we do that? You know? I don't know. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, is you playing. Welcome to the Commentary Show. Thanks for being having a wonderful day on this 10th April 2025. Tomorrow's my dad's birthday. Today we're going to be talking about a cool study about topic. We're talking about a cool study. We're going to be talking about kindness. Kindness in itself. I've had this new perception of kindness, and that's actually really, really kind of cool. I was watching, for any show, I was watching Jerry Springer. Right? And I was thinking about those people that had issues with their parents, right? And it dawned upon me. I'm like, yo, I'm so lucky that I have the parents that I have, right? And then this thought stayed with me. I'm so lucky that I have the parents that I have. This thought really stuck me. And I don't know why it stuck me that much. But it did, right? And then you're in a position of like, wow, okay, you really feel strongly about that. Why? Okay, well, my parents are nice. They got good values, right? They got good values. And then it dawned upon me. I'm not gonna have good values. There's thanks for that, right? And I've been lately trying to be kind to people. Yesterday we had a person in my life, and this is the first time we talk. So technically this is not true. Technically it's half true. We talked once before. This is the first time we talk voice to voice, not face to face. And I go in and I need to go because I'm cooking. And I'm like, can I trust with the stream? Can I trust with the live? She's like, yeah, no problem. And I hear her say, he's super nice. And it's something I get a lot. Oh, he's a nice guy. You know, it's a point of pride for me to be nice to people. It's a point of pride for me to be like, okay, well, I'm a person that they think they can rely upon, you know? And then this mindset of my parents being nice came back to me. And the simple concept of kindness completely changed. Am I nice because it's in my nature? Or am I nice because it is nurtured? Because that's a question of nature versus nurture. Am I kind because I was taught kindness? Or am I kind because I think it's the right thing to do? Even if I think it's the right thing to do, my whole first train of thought, my whole first way of, my very first psyche was a direct result of my parents' psyches. Right? My parents, they were the blueprints, and I was like, okay, well, I want to copy them, right? And it doesn't matter how much I change, the foundation of who we are is the blueprints of the parents, right? And it is kindness. It's super important. Now, why is this important? Well, if you're kind because your parents were kind, if you're kind because it comes naturally to you, that's a great thing. But is it genuine? Would you truly, it's a crazy question, because if by nature you're kind, right? Doesn't matter how shitty your situation is, doesn't matter how shitty your parents are, doesn't matter how shitty your boyfriend or your girlfriend is, doesn't matter how shitty your friends are, doesn't matter how shitty your co-workers are, you're a nice person, right? You're a nice person. By nature. But then, how nice can you be if it's nurtured by you? So nature, you can't beat nature, right? I'm gonna go very graphic. I'm a dude. I see a pretty girl, like an erection. I can't help it. I'm human, right? But then, this is a physical reaction. Emotional reaction is to be nice, right? The physical reaction, I cannot help it. The emotional, I can change it, right? And that was the scary part. That is the scary part, you know? You always think about yourself. And of course, there's some pride in there. There's some narcissistic intent to it. Oh, I'm a nice guy, right? It's a point of pride. It's a point of selling myself, right? And I'm very social, right? But what if it wasn't? What if it wasn't true? What if it wasn't what it was? You see, I'm a very social person. I'm very capable of speaking. Both of my parents are very social. My father talks a lot. My mom, she's a great listener. What if it was only something that I learned or I emulate by seeing them? And if that's the case, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? And the reality is, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Now, is that a big deal? Is that a problem? No. But if you're a kind person, but you're only a kind person because that's what you were taught. It's not good. Then again, you can think that, okay, well, it doesn't really matter why you're kind. The worst part is you're kind, right? But I think the intention, it does matter, right? Because then there's this following train of thoughts. There's this complete world alive where my parents were kind, I'm kind. I'm hoping my kids. What? Fuck. I'm hoping my kids are kind, right? But is it a certainty that they're kind? Is it a certainty that they will always be there? They will always be similar to me, right? And then there's something that really changed the dice, really changed the game. So I was watching Love on the Spectrum yesterday, right? And it dawned upon me, what if, because Love on the Spectrum is people that have autism, that have Down syndrome, right? And they don't bother themselves with a construct of kindness. That's what they are, right? They don't have a filter, right? And now that's when the simple concept of nurture versus nature is important. That's when it really becomes important. What? What do we do? Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna come back to you. I know we thought it somehow got to do. I don't believe in anybody feels the way I do about you now. Yeah, I know what to do. So that's pretty much it. So are you kind by nature or are you kind by nurture? Question. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the Content Show. As you know, we're having a wonderful day on this 10th April 2025. Today we're talking about a different subject. Today we're talking about another subject. Today we're talking about the subject of CVs, a resume, and job finding. You guys know this is the current arc. We're trying to lose weight, we're trying to better ourselves, trying to find a job, right? Yesterday, I had a call, right? And I had an interview, right? And there was someone that I met to the job fair. They went to offer me a job of selling, right? And I know that'd be hard to believe because it's a scene out of a fucking movie. Now the scene of the fucking movie is what? This person told me it's basically the scene of the Wolf on Wall Street, and they're like, okay, well, sell me this pen, right? But it was very different because in the scene they take this guy, right, and it's basically it's weird how we associate movies with real life. So in the scene, there's a bunch of people that are really good salesmen, and they have proof of being a salesman, and they sold the action, and they sold, and they sold, and they sold. And then there's this character, this drug dealer, played by John Bertel, right? And then the main character, which is Leonardo DiCaprio, which played Jordan Belfort, right? He has a question: sell me this pen. It's a very famous scene, right? So the guy said, okay, well, I'm gonna sell you this pen, right? So the guy were trying to sell me, they were saying, sell me this product. So I tried to sell it to him, right? And then their answer was, you're a good salesman, right? But you don't have experience. So I don't know how you would do on day-to-day basic. And I'm like, you just tested me, right? And it's a shame because you're pushed to a paper, a proof that you're able to sell. And that paper is an experience. That paper is experience, and this experience is from having other experience. Because of other experience, they want you to have previous experience. So it's more so a case of who is the first one, right? And it's a scary thing. It's a really scary thing because it's a cycle. You give me a chance, so this guy give me a chance. This guy give me a chance, this guy give me a chance. This guy give me a chance, and this guy give me a chance, right? But where do you start a cycle, right? Give me a second. So you know, and for the first time in my life, I was asking for a paper, you know? It's like a diploma for high school, it's like a diploma for college, like a diploma for university. But you always come pre-prepared. And this is the crazy thing about this experience. I wouldn't go for a job that needs a college diploma because I don't have a college diploma. I wouldn't go for a job that needs a university diploma because I do not have a diploma from a university. I know that, I'm aware of that, so I wouldn't do it, right? But in this case, why did I go to a sales job if I didn't have experience in a sales job? I came in without a diploma. Oh, you have this mentality that you're able to achieve things even though you weren't able to achieve them yesterday. You have this idea where you're able to do something that you've never done before, right? And it's a crazy thing because we're doing this in every single sphere. For example, content creation. People will not give you a chance if you don't have viewers. People will not give you a chance if you don't have subscribers. That's a crazy thing. Views equate to quality. Views equate to quality, but the views come from subscriber because the algorithm will push you, right? The algorithm pushes out the big content creator because they prove themselves. The only reason that they were able to prove themselves is because the algorithm pushes them. So again, it's a cycle, right? So right now we're having some jobs and we're trying to move forward with finding a job, but it's unexpected. You see, I made a mistake, and people say, okay, well, what's the mistake? The mistake wasn't that I applied too late. The mistake was like, okay, well, what is the next possible job? And I never asked myself the job. I knew where I wanted to go. I knew in which domain I wanted to go, but I never really asked myself, what would be a possible place? Is what you want realistic, or you're overselling yourself? And then you realize you oversold yourself on a job to sell. That is the beauty of the thing. You sold yourself the idea that you can do that, but you weren't able to be hired as a salesman. Diploma, proof, a system of required prerequisites that are for some unrealistic. See, this doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, right? It's a job, but it doesn't in the grand scheme of things because you could say, well, it doesn't in the grand scheme of things because you could say, okay, well, it's a system of meritism. Meritism is the selection of I did a lot for the society. Society does it for me, right? It's give and give. How much I contribute and how much I'm worth, right? But if I'm not able to contribute, then it's a single system of meritism. It's complete fraud. That's the scary part. Liar. 50%, okay, good. You came here to me, let her go, and I can let her go. Came back yourself. Let her from me. You have allowed this dark cloud to cast your mind until now. You have become the very thing you swear to destroy. Don't lecture me, Obi-Wan. Free to the fire, you're on fire. You're no fire. Don't make me kill you again. Democracy, you will try. Now I'm gonna do a quick video. You will try. You are again. You failed. You should have known the Jedi was evil. Chancellor Palpatine is evil. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Well, then you were lost. This is the end of you, my master. It's over, Anakin. I got the high ground. You were the chosen one. Force, not leaving in darkness.
Hey guys, Ted.
To democracy, not with me and my enemy. Only sit till and I salute all the word must. You have tried. You failed, you Anakin. And to democracy, if you're not with me, then you're my enemy. Only sit till and I salute, I'll do what I must. You will try. Oh. It's lagging. Okay. I'll do what I must. You will try. It's such a good song. How can you break my heart? Cause I've loved in you. But you were going down path I can't follow. Why would you think of me? No, don't like I love you. Why don't you know? You didn't betray me. You didn't kill me. Let her go, but I can't let her go. You turned her against me. You've done that yourself. And from me. I was already done that. You don't call to put your mind in there. You have become the very thing you're supposed to destroy. Don't lecture me. Obi-Wan, let's say to the light of the Jedi. You're on the dark side. You're the security to my new empire. Empire, don't let me kill you. I can't forget it's a civil republic. The democracy, if you're not with me, then you're my enemy. If you don't answer, look, I'll do what I must. Try, I will fail you, I failed you. Never try to let go. I can chance a lot about the is evil. No point of view, the Jedi are evil. Then you are lost. This is the end of you, master. We're Anakin, the high ground. My power. If you were the chosen one, I was over you with the sun. And I was joined. I was to the force. I lay there in darkness. I hate you. You're my brother, and I love you. Beautiful. Okay.
That's my fucking heard. The guy who laughed at fucking Donald Trump's assassination attempt is telling people to cut their fucking arms. Go fuck yourself. I'm just saying, it'd be a lot easier to waste your money on I'm just saying, cut your fucking arms open. Oh, you want to see that? Hold on. Okay, I'll do it. Give me 30 seconds. No, holy shit. The next era of putting self-harm. Now he's waiting to get us on the stop. That's what he's doing. He's waiting. Well, I'm falling for it. He's not doing nothing fucking stupid.
I got whole new tape. Like I got this cancer, bro. Now I can fucking make tons of views. But
Yeah.
fucking.
Like, imagine, like,
Hold on.
no, you want me to tell me, right? No. This is supposed to be a sandwich. Supposed to be a sandwich, Destiny. You fucking piece of shit.
Okay. All right. No. Fucking no. I know, but you can't be like, hey, I got all these medical issues, and then go shopping, and that's what you buy, chocolate bars. That's
I mean, like, if you're gonna pay him out, if he's gonna get something, then maybe you should take a penalty on the payment.
well, I
That maybe that's good. You can take a penalty.
I have to pay him. I can't just not pay him, right? I'm gonna pay him, but we're kind of like fucking with him right now because you know, like I can't just scam him. You know, like I gotta pay him, but I mean, it's so unethical if you really think about it.
Like fucking junk food, Dan. Oh, look at all this chunky chicken breast. Oh, look at all these junk. Oh, let's see. How about this fucking junk food? Oh, that's junk food. How about this fucking junk food? Oh, how about this fucking junk food? Oh, yeah, fucking strawberries, fucking cherries, fucking bananas, fucking apple. Oh, you're right, some fucking junk food. That's all fucking nutritious in the world. That's all you need this
Yo,
shit.
calm down for a second. Okay.
You're
Is there,
fucking liar.
wait. Was there
You're
more?
a fucking liar.
We saw the video. What are you talking about? Was there more junk food? Why is there more junk food?
Why is there more?
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Was there more junk food than real food?
No.
Yes, there was.
No,
Wait,
wait, look at our goddamn receipt.
Wait.
There was s'mores, there was Nutella, there was mulatto chocolate bars, there was
And a lot of that I won't fucking eat because it's for my fucking girlfriend or my fucking
wrote
roommate.
Mr. Beast chocolate bar after Mr. Beast put out all these disparity videos.
The first fucking thing about Chris, because I know the money goes to Chris, this fucking new video today I fucking was done. I threw that shit away.
You can throw the candy bar away.
Yeah, it's in the fucking trash.
I don't see it. That's there.
Dude, as soon as the street ends, he's gonna take it out the garbage because all he did is crumple it up and like throw it in there. See, look, he still got it. It's still eatable.
You're just making it worse for you when you did that.
Light it on fire, Buggy. Boom. The fucking house goes up.
Yo, fucking eat it now, right?
Boogie, look, you know, when you were gone, I told these guys, I go, look, I can't just not pay him. I'm gonna have to pay him, right? We're just kind of trolling him now. But I think you should volunteer some of this money out. Like, honestly.
I did! 1,000! I got fucking need the rest to pay my fucking bills!
Wait, I thought that 4,000 was split. I thought that was from the crypto.
Yes, I emptied my bank account presuming that I was going to get my paychecks as I normally do, but now
But you didn't do it out of you knew that you
No,
were
I didn't know altruism, but I also didn't know I'd effectively been fucking fired so Tommy can eat when I fucking can't. That Tommy gets water, Tommy gets electric, Tommy gets fucking internet, and I don't fucking have it. I didn't fucking know that my bare essentials were in my fucking pocket. I might have fucking decided differently at the fucking time, whether or not I should empty my fucking bank account. I know I'd effectively fucking fired.
Oh god. You could sell that.
Tommy suck fucking ass to cash his fucking check for being on vacation.
You sell that land you inherited for DT to make the months.
Are you fired? Are you fired? Because nobody else is. That shit's been fucking getting shut down. I have been for fucking years. Are you fired? A piece of shit land that's covered in shit. The dilapidated house in Townsend, Virginia, which is a town that just combined.
Dude, you need a new mic. We can't hear you. You need a new mic. It cuts out every time you yell. I don't know, but
you buy a house in unincorporated town now?
Okay, but listen, why can't you? I can't scam you. You're gonna get paid, right? I can't do that, right? But I wish I could because it's so morally wrong. What do you think you could do to make people like feel better about the situation?
I don't know. Get a liar tattoo on my face?
You're gonna
How much
profit.
will I get paid that much? You're shopping around the figure 3,000? How much will you shop around?
You're gonna profit. Well, there you go. Tell me everything. It's all cares. Around 6 grand.
Okay, so 4,000 of it's already gone. Would you like me to donate another 2 when it comes in?
Wait, how is 4,000 of it already gone?
Because I donated it.
That's a good cause right there.
Yes, it is. So I'm going to donate I will donate the equivalent of the entire check, the original 4,000, and an additional 2. How about that?
Will you give another 2 grand?
Yes, I will give another 2 grand.
Hey, 6, whoa.
You can imagine with me on the day I do it?
You already matched 4 grand.
I know, why not much more? You
Remember?
I'm just gonna be out, dude. I'm just
Wait. I've never been good at math. If he were to donate the other 2 grand, he technically would not have.
Yes, that would be the entire
He
paycheck.
would not have profited from.
Exactly.
From
I'm
cancer.
literally giving up my entire fucking paycheck for the month.
Yeah, that's actually fair.
So if he gets 2 grand, how much did he use? So he got 10 grand out of the crypto. He already gave 4 away. I don't know how much else he gave away. I mean, 2 grand. Taking 2 grand penalty off the top is that's okay. It's a start for sure.
That means the entire paycheck we're gonna make a month for
All gone to St. Jude's. So yeah, technically.
I have $2,000 paid for. Sir, I have health insurance. You want to be on the show? I have flights. I have
There you go.
to pay for it. I'll see you.
Dude, calm down. Wait.
No.
Are you even thinking about this? Why should you make money faking cancer? That's insane. Like we can't do that.
You're out of here. Mine. You're out of here. Dude, I can't can't be homeless.
The good news when you take to work with you.
Nobody fucking. You want me to be able to live stream? If I don't have internet, if I don't have power, if I don't have electricity, if I don't have running water, if I can't live in a house, how will I be on this show? Make that make sense, genius? Make that make
Why are
sense,
you?
genius?
Wait. Do you want to understand how this looks? That you're freaking out this
I
much?
don't give a hell what it looks. You want me to be on the show? I can be able to pay my mortgage.
I know.
can be
Calm
on
down.
the goddamn light bill.
Calm down.
I can pay my
Okay,
bill.
Tom, calm down.
I can pay my light bill.
What do you think this whole chat is thinking right now? All right. Oh,
I don't
Boogie
get.
wants to profit off of faking cancer. Oh, Boogie
Give me
wants to.
like $4,000 from charity back and I'll be able to make it through the month.
Oh, so give you the $4,000 back that you gave to charity, so it's not even really giving to charity.
Hey, Tommy, 25% of the turkey. You got paid. I'm like, where's the rest of the money go at that point? Where's the rest of the money go at that point?
I don't know. Me and Wayne will have to split it.
If you want me on the show, you have to. I have to be able to pay my.
Hoppelay.
Let me.
I have to be able to pay my bills.
Okay, let me figure out where your cut of the money's gonna go. 1 minute.
It needs to go into my
1 minute.
goddamn.
1 minute. Tommy C, do you still work at Look? Oh, you don't? Okay, thank you. Wait, did you fake cancer? I also have a fake cancer, so me and Wings are gonna split it.
I mean, like, we're kind of overbearing. We gotta pay Tommy C too. He might get some use.
Well, Tommy
C's getting. Tommy C's getting full
Joke.
6 grand or whatever
Is
the
this
fuck.
a joke? Listen, how can I be on the show? No, make this thing. Do you want me on the show in August? Do you want me on the show in August at all? Because if you do, you don't want to do that. Well, what's the word? I'm supposed to be on the show. Let's go.
Bro, you got money. Bro. Okay, who even believes this? Who even? Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Chill out for a second. Chill out. Just listen. Just listen. Catch your breath. Calm down.
Power and internet.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Stop. Listen, there isn't a single person that believes if you don't get this 6 grand, you're not gonna be able to pay your light bill. Come on.
Check your text right now. Check your text right now. I'll show you every goddamn time I have. I'll show you every goddamn time I have.
Chat. He should not make money off of faking cancer. Come on. Like, come on.
Like you're willing to show
Here's
your
every
whole bank
goddamn.
account.
Here's every goddamn time I have. It's every goddamn time I have, Dan. Okay. $2,000 mortgage. $750 health insurance. $500 in Arkansas. That power bill alone $500 right now. The internet's $150. How much are they? $3,000 to pay for $6,000?
Why are they saying this though? Okay, why are they saying this on Reddit? Pay Tommy at a Boogie share. He doesn't deserve to make money off of his cancer lies and scamming people. Why are they saying that? Is that not a good point?
It doesn't matter if it's a good point. It matters if you.
Are they wrong?
No.
Wait,
if they want me on the show,
No,
I have to. I got power. I got internet.
No, if you wanted power and internet, you should have showed your medical records as quickly as you showed your bank account.
Bank account doesn't have my social security on it. You dumb fuck.
Well, and speaking about Tommy not working in July, you know who else didn't work in July? Boogie, because you were.
See every episode.
Yeah, but you were. Like,
I did work even when I wasn't. I was dedicated to the show, even when I was not the employee. Face tattoo. I got face tattoo. This show.
but he wasn't an employee because he got fired, remember? And then he got rehired.
Doesn't matter. I still did the work. I still did the work. I still did the work.
Hey,
I still did the work.
Hey, Jesus Christ.
Look, Lord Rush is going to buy your gold play button.
I don't. Damn it.
Maybe one to send his gold play button back so he can pay like.
What?
You can send his gold play button back so he can pay like.
Okay, alright. Well, can you calm down so we can actually have a conversation about this? Or is it just going to be yelling and screaming?
I'm gonna pass out.
Hey, you're going to have a heart attack. Oh, that bill's going to be extreme. Before man, here's a situation with no paycheck.
I just want you to hear the point. I want you to hear the points I'm trying to make. One.
I get the point. You need to hear my point. No electricity, no show, no internet, no show, no water,
But
no
you're-
show,
but
no
you're lying.
health insurance, no show.
But you're lying. You
How? How am I lying? Oh, you think I can break the laws of physics? You think I can stream it? Internet, electricity. I'm not. Electricity works.
So you think you should be paid for July? Faking cancer.
I donated $4,000. I donated everything you're giving me back. I already gave it away.
So I'm being scammed again.
No, you're being scammed. You paid me for the work I did. What's the scam? You paid me for the work I did. What's the scam? I was here. Tom wasn't. You paid Tommy money when he wasn't here. And I was. And I'm not getting paid. Look at my face. Look at my face. I was there. I was
Hey,
Hey, you're saying you're penniless here, but like this bank account says it's penniless.
and here's the thing with Tommy. Yes, I do feel like I'm scammed with Tommy, but at the end of the day, he's leaving the show. He's not going to be here anymore. Why not just throw him an extra $3?
And so am
Why
I.
not throw him
Because I
an
can't be on the show
extra?
without internet.
I can't even say what I'm saying.
Then so am I. Then so am I. Because I can't be here without internet. I can't be here without internet. How do I stream without internet?
Okay, the show. Okay, you're not getting paid for the show. Pay for your internet. There you go.
And water and electricity and mortgage and everything else it has to. Because otherwise I can't live here.
Just-
So I have internet to a house I don't own anymore.
Yo, how are you gonna get repossessed? How's your house gonna get repossessed in like a month? You're gonna get a paycheck
Yeah,
in a month.
hold up. You're trying to get like everything I said in Coffee Zilla becomes true now. You literally are paying me for work.
Look, for somebody that's so keen on his bounce, why are you doing instant transfers and takeout before that?
Arrêtez de fumer d'un seul coup. Ouais, c'est ça. Commencez plutôt à arrêter avec Drive.
T'as un café dans les filles les plus fins du monde. À la pizza faite de même maigre en Italie. Et c'est rend l'ordinaire un peu plus extraordinaire.
Si tu cherches la plateforme où il y a le plus de choix, Auto-Ado aura tout ce qu'il y a pour ton temps.
Wings, should I really not pay him? Like, honestly, if he is going to make money from faking cancer. I come across this tweet and I was like, damn, that really doesn't make sense. Pay out Tommy out of what he shared. He doesn't deserve to make money off his cancer.
Oh, but you do, right? You're gonna cash your check. Dory's fat ass is fine with profit.
I'm doing actual work.
Fine. Tommy's fine.
Hey, I'm the one
Tommy's fucking fine.
I'm the one that held you accountable.
Yeah, you chair. I'm the one who sat here and let Thor and Medicare talk about my use for 10 hours trying to get my fucking dick eats. Fine. And jerk off amusements. This is goddamn show. I'm sick, disgusting.
Do you want to work? Wait. Stop. Okay. Do you want to work this out or do you want to just yell and scream, Boogie?
I'm not gonna scream a bit more.
You gotta understand what I'm saying. Can you just talk about this? Can you talk about this?
The fact that I understand the moral reasoning behind it. But number one, I already gave away that paycheck. I already gave it away.
But you
I didn't my fucking business account. Something that I was going to be back on children one goddamn day. And I was like,
He does make a solid point. Like, how about if you can prove to us that the money came out of that cancer thing?
that's the easiest goddamn thing in the world. I've already done that. I already get it to fucking name or I understand
No, he did.
Me and the chat haven't seen it.
No, he did donate. I seen screenshots. And Muta confirmed it. And Muta also matched it.
Today is August. The day is late. At this point, the chargeback will be out of the fucking possibility. That's why I'm
It's so silly that Boogie's gonna profit off of faking cancer. Like that is
just as much as you are, just as much as Tyrion, just as much as you are, just as much as Tyrion, just as much as Tommy is. You're all cashing your checks. You're all cashing your...
I know, but he didn't fake the cancer. We didn't fake the cancer. We didn't fake the cancer. Listen, we'll come back to this conversation later. All right? Hey, we gotta do the shopping thing.
Yeah, the shopping thing. That's going to be over shopping now.
We gotta do the shopping thing.
You get $100 worth of groceries I can afford to buy.
Okay.
I get this.
Wait, you just sent us your checking account.
You do not understand. I have mortgage that hits for $2,100.
There's $9,000 in your. There's $9,000 in your account.
There's not $9,000. Look at the account. I just sent you $3,600. I have a $500 electric bill. I have $500 for mortgage. I don't get paid until the end.
With a mortgage, I'll give you a credit for $2,100.
$2,100 for mortgage. $500 for electricity. $500 for health insurance. I have a minute. I'm talking to him.
They obviously got haircut.
Shit.
I don't know. Care play about it? Come on.
Then you got a secret thing.
That's a personal loan. I don't know. That's a personal loan. I didn't call.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to this conversation because we're not gonna resolve it now. And we need to talk about it, right? It can't be yelling and screaming, I'm gonna have no electric and all this other stuff. We'll figure it out. But I don't want people to like stop supporting the show because you're profiting off the cancer. Like that doesn't make sense. And there was a big time period that you actually weren't hired. Remember, you got fired and then you took
Still did the
it.
work, and you agreed to tear up the contract and put me back on the show. I did as much work as
2,
I did as much work as
3,
I know I did
4,
more work
5.
Tommy was here for those episodes. I was here for every goddamn one of them, even though I wasn't on the show. Now make it make sense.
I
Tommy
think
gets paid.
listen, I'm so sick of talking about money, honestly.
Me too. I find this in the end, so I didn't have to have this exact kind of conversation in a goddamn public space.
Okay, Boogie. When. All right, let's watch Wings and Boogie go shopping. All right, here we go. Let's find out what the little piggies all eat.
I asked Vidar not to talk about it as well, and he said, yeah.
Yeah, Kim was the one bringing it up. I'm just playing along with it.
I'm still here, not sure what happened.
No, you brought it up. You brought it up. You said you looked at your family, and then Kim asked you what you looked up. No, you brought it up.
Yeah, I'll own it. I don't give a...
Okay. I'll wait for the number. What number? 4? $5 more. I'm not fighting anybody over here. There's no amount of money. I'm not interested.
30 grand? You know what? To get into fine. All right, what is your plan? Now you're going to be a YouTuber after you figured it out last night. How do we get you back, your money up, your life up, everything around?
Well,
I think actually what Keem said in the beginning was great.
Actually, hold on.
Just let me finish, please.
Okay.
I think what Keem said in the beginning was great. If you get everything out in the air right now, you basically start brand new. How many people get a new start? It's the next green positive forward.
I mean, there's very little other things I lied about. You know, like even now, I talked to the cops this time and said, hey, let's call me first. And they did. They are at that point now, which is good. You guys didn't believe me the last time that happened. I did get hacked on Twitter for the record. I don't know. I've always suspected that Keemstar had somebody do it. Would you want that today?
What did I just walk into?
No, I was just asking you on Twitter.
No.
Yeah, you were gonna hack on Twitter. I suspected because you were mad at me about the whole IDubs thing at the time that maybe you had somebody do it.
Bro, you're talking about like a federal crime.
Oh,
You recognize that hacking?
Yeah, like come on. Like
I always wondered, and I just thought it would be asking. I figured the answer was no. That didn't legitimately get hacked on
This
Twitter.
reminds me of the time that Matt Mundane got swatted and he told the FBI, "Oh, Keemstar did it." Oh yeah, I'm swatted.
I didn't tell anybody. I asked a question. I just asked.
Come on, bro.
I just asked.
Of course, I'm not gonna have someone hack you. I would go to jail for 10 years.
Okay, well, so I just thought it was worth asking. See, I did lie about the dates in which I had those welfare checks. That's true. Let's see what else. I always told you guys that me and my ex-wife split amicably. It was not as amicable as I wish it was.
Oh, that's obvious though. Every
Yeah, well, I never hit her. We did lose our tempers on each other several times in the last year though, and it's very regrettable.
Well, you did recreate her.
No, I don't think so. This person's a completely different person. She just has red hair. It's the only difference. Well, similarity as far as I know.
Yeah,
I know the name. Similar name.
Same name, same
Well,
glasses.
my ex-wife, well, Desi doesn't wear glasses. Those are costume glasses. She just likes to wear them sometimes. She doesn't.
That's what I said, yeah. The same thing Jackson brought up.
Which?
The dissociating stuff. You keep saying dissociate, but you don't actually. Nobody knows.
Jackson Clark just messaged me, says can't at the moment, but let him know no one that's disassociative says they're disassociating.
Okay. Well, I can tell you what I'm experiencing, and you can tell me the proper word for it. Okay. My therapist would call it dissociative disorder, but here's what happens. Whenever I become stressed, it's like wearing a VR helmet. And so at the very beginning of it, it's like the VR helmet, the sound goes down, and the audio goes down, and the visuals go down, like everything's darker. And then eventually I pull back and I pull back and I pull back further and further until like where I'm at now, which is like I'm kind of watching it happen, but I'm also like kind of in control. So it's kind of like telling it's like a cutscene in an NPC. I can kind of control what's going on, and then eventually I get to a point where I just know how to and I just
and you see your penguin sliding on ice. I feel you. We see Fight Club as well.
Well, I don't know what that has to do. That was spirit animals, and I don't have any spirit animals. So I did. My spirit animal would most likely be like a whale.
And
You don't work. You don't do anything to make money. You're moving to a place that costs more than where you are.
No, let me walk you through it.
Through the financial genius.
Well, it's my friend Glenn. It's his idea, and I think it's a smart one.
I thought it was your idea. You thought about it last night with her.
Well, the destination of Branson. That's fine. That's ours last night. We had debated Gatlinburg as well, but we picked Branson last night.
Sure.
And we also picked Southwest Virginia at one point, because I own property there, but we discussed it's just not salvageable. That property's not salvageable. So, I guess fully overgrown. I don't know if you saw the video.
Oh no, you can't mow the lawn. Oh no, you can't get out there and cut the bush. Oh no.
I mean, there's little trees growing. I think I would definitely need to hire a team.
To be fair, Boogie is a 450-pound man.
I don't want to hear it from another 450-pound man. The best thing Boogie could have done is like quit interrupting me. Is to go out there and build himself a cabin. You went and did something like that, you'd be a completely different person. You'd be happy. You wouldn't have this horrible outlook on life.
You're right. I wouldn't be a disabled person because I would be able to do that. You know?
Yeah, if you did that.
Yeah,
right. I would. I assure you, I'm legally disabled by the.
I understand the state thinks you're disabled, but I've watched you get into a boxing ring. I've watched you.
You get there and something down. Who comes in next to the guy that's you?
You watch me sit down every 60 seconds too because I couldn't stand up.
You had a net worth of $1 million, so quit calling me a liar.
Okay, so for maybe one night before it crashed.
Shut up. God damn it.
Clive sait qu'arrêter de fumer, c'est dur. Allez-y plutôt petit à petit avec Clive, ça peut donner d'énormes résultats. Commencez à arrêter avec Clive.
My allegiance is to the republic, to democracy. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. Only just build it up, I'll do what I must. You will try, you failed, you failed, you.
And personalized t-shirts. See what's possible with Cricut Joy Extra. Don't miss this limited time deal. Shop now at Cricut.com.
There's a long time between that and it going down. Long time. Stop just guys. Oh my God. Shut up.
Anyway,
Here's how much money you make on all of YouTube?
Last month 1.8K.
I know all of YouTube. Since you've been on YouTube, at least $1 million.
We talked about 17 years. I made 1.5 million average out about 8,000 a year, which is very.
And how much did you make in sponsorships? Probably at least $1 million there, right? Or half.
No, I was only able to keep sponsors for about a year, maybe a year and 3 months before I lost them all. But yes, during that year, I think I made close to 200,000 from them.
Yeah, think about that. How many people have like made that much money that you made? Think about that. There's not that many people.
Yeah,
and the fact that you mope around, no, you're not listening to me. The fact that you mope around with no hope after you've already accomplished something amazing like that is so insane.
Answer, right? You know, I'm just now that you mentioned Chad, he's still standing here watching.
No, we said Chad.
CHAT. I just looked up. That's why I looked up. He's not trying to get my attention. He's still sitting here listening in case he needs to pull the plug.
He's fine. Tell him to stand down. They don't need to pull the plug. No. You're manipulating him. No, you're manipulating him.
I said I don't like hot chicks and I don't like him.
No.
I said I don't like hot chicks and I don't like him.
You said you hate him. You said you hate him.
Run a poll. What do you guys remember? Do you remember me saying I hate him? And I don't like because I don't like hot chicks. I don't like hot chicks and I don't like curry.
Before that, you said you hate him.
Jesus.
You said on the show. Wait. Time out, everyone.
I don't like curry.
But multiple times in the show you said you hate me. You have, okay? So I don't want to hear about curry because that was a little while ago when you were mixing it up. You hate him. You say you tell me in private you hate him. I fucking hate you that. You hate him. So now you're saying I don't have a hate bone in my body. Right? That's manipulation. You're trying to manipulate him right now. Stop doing that. Be real. Tell him you hate his guts. Tell him you hate his guts. You do. So tell him that and be real. This is why I'm saying this.
I have been for the last hour. This is the real Steve. You're saying it as much as you can. I'm a very quiet, very down, very sad person, and that's what I do. And that's what I'll continue to do. If I'm not play acting for the internet, if I'm not pretending, this is what you see. This is who I am. I'm very quiet. I'm an introvert, for sure.
You should let his biggest A-logs come on and present their case for his bullshit lies.
What is an A-log?
Your biggest haters.
Biggest haters.
I would rather do that than a tattoo, so let's set that up for the next
No,
one.
tattoo.
I won't do both.
What? You'll do whatever I say.
No, we just
Don't I control you? Don't I control you?
we just agreed that that's not going to happen anymore, right?
I thought
stop doing that.
No, you're lying. I'm not. I'm so sick of manipulation. Look, I will say this to you. Obviously, I was trolling you. I'm not going to scam you out of your play button, and there was no intention to scam you to get the play button. I was going to sell it for charity, but then I figured, I don't want some random person having it. Maybe it's better than you has. That's why I said we'll talk about it behind the scenes, right? So I was just trolling you.
Well, I like this
to let you know that lying and manipulation's not cool, but you didn't really get that. You got really offended right away, and you didn't really get the point that I was trying to get across to you.
What are you looking at?
Look at my bank statement. Well, the good news is, I'm getting my play button back, and charity got help, so that's all that matters.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. All right.
Wait, if I donate a little bit more, do I get the play button? We match. If I get my 3,000 back, sure.
You take money back from Diet Kid.
No, I mean, you'll always have to give me my 3,000. Let me figure out how to do that right now. They told me they thought I was going to charge it back. No, they're really upset.
I don't think you would do that. If you would charge it back, you'd really be buggy. Come on, let's be real.
I know, but that's what they're saying. They're saying they're going to tell everybody that.
Oh, come on. There's no way. If you did that, we would know. We'd find out. The only way you have to worry about that is if you actually charge it back.
They said they're going to tell. They said they don't believe me.
Oh my God! Stop it! Get to the donuts. Any donation, 20 or more, that happened tonight, read it for the chat. This is part of the goddamn punishment.
Try and give me a minute. I'm in the middle of a severe panic attack. Okay, I'm trying really hard.
Why? You did a good thing tonight. You donated to charity. Why would you have a panic attack?
And they're trying to tell people I didn't. They're going to tell people I lied.
No, you did donate. I have the screenshot.
I know, but they said they believe I was going to charge it back.
They probably do believe, but they don't have any proof. They can't say that unless you actually charge it back. So don't charge it back.
Obviously wouldn't. I'll just borrow the money from my roommate to cover everything. It's not a big deal.
See? Did you get to the donuts yet?
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm logged into the channel.
Oh, I just realized there's going to be a scandal. If he's off the show, how does he have access to the channel? We just didn't change the passwords. To be honest.
And he didn't change the password specifically so that I could do this.
Yeah.
Okay, I click on earn. Supers.
This is going to be fun.
Face pretty.
That's
Name.
Content creator. I fully endorse everything he does and love him like a brother.
Wait, can you read that over again?
Face pretty.
Okay, that's my favorite content creator. I like endorsing everything he does. That's Frank. FR842. No, sorry, that's only $2. This is only 10, 2. I don't know Grich pounds. I'm going to count it.
Yeah, if it's orange or it's red, you know the big ones. The orange and the red ones, you got to read them.
Is he ever going to give up his award for Best Gamer for the Game Awards? That probably represents the peak of his career, and selling off would probably be the death of his legacy in his eyes. Sure, well, I guess I'll do that. Thank God.
At the end of Jersey Shore, there wasn't like a grand ending. It was like, okay, now it's over. It didn't have an ending. I think it's because I got pregnant. So they were like, all right, she's pregnant, show's over. Oh, my son Lorenzo, he's in your belly, he's 11 now. And then they wanted me to do Sophie and J-Ride, which is my spin-off. That's when me and Jenny got pregnant, had kids on the show, whatever. And then all the shows started coming back, like Friends, all the old school shows. And then we're like, oh, they want to bring us back. And then they want us back in like, we're on season 7 now of our new show, Jersey Shore the Vacation. We just started filming. And Angelina's in the mix. Yeah. Everybody gets along with her now?
I mean, she's drama, I can tell you that.
Get behind the camera. That means Jake landed. Give him the whole 20.
There we go, buddy.
Medical access to break victims and cancer patients all around the world. Thank you, Steven.
Yeah, let them know. Let them know. We got real donations coming in here. Number 1 on YouTube. Let them know, Boogie.
No, Scout. Boogie, keep your chin up, man. You'll get through this. We all gone through this storm sometimes.
I mean-
Seasons through it. Thank you.
Look, that was inspirational. David had your
I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I just want to get that. I don't care. Just want to get that.
You got this, bro. Let's
Shut up, shut up.
You're doing good.
Shut up. Janelle Williams says to me it comes down to credibility. I said the Boogie has none. I'm having a hard time giving him any benefit of the doubt. I'm all for listening to all survivors. It's really hard to accept that I'm an advocate that I can't.
Good volume. And good.
Chloe, you say,
I love these fries.
but it ends up being a lie. Hope you can live with that guilt. Wrong subject matter. Take care of yourself.
Yes, it's cold, buddy. Come on.
Jacob is Lucas. Why the Boogie back? He got fired.
He makes a good point. Go ahead.
All Trade Films, make a locale skip for my channel. They would love to know a way to get it to you all.
Good one.
Join the Discord.
Good comment.
Fiasco Games, when people disclose information as sensitive as they normally become closed off and withdrawn, they don't tend to sit like this. He sits open and animated. Recalling such issues would invoke a different temperament. Oh no. Medicare Assistant donated $50. Say happy birthday to Boogie and celebrate with us Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Mr. Mystiker channel. Jay Hawker says, Boogie, if you truly love Desi, you would break up with her. If she has the issues you said, she's being with you is going to make it worse, not better. You're going to mess her up. Well, she and her family disagrees, but go off, I guess.
Let them know. Go off, Queen. Go off,
Oh,
Queen.
not interested. Just let me get through it, Dan.
You got this.
Matt, shut up. I don't know. Let me get done. Matt Sales says, so only people that aren't capable of refusing his testimony are allowed to be discussed. If they are dead, they're fair game. This is why, Dan, I told you I couldn't talk about this, man.
You can do
this.
this.
This is why I told you no. I can't. I told you I couldn't talk about this.
You knocked this out of the park.
I begged you not to make me talk about this on the show. I begged you.
You crushed it.
I begged you. I begged you. I begged you, Dan. I begged you.
You crushed it. You did very good tonight.
I begged you.
You did. What's going on over there? You did fine. I think you broke your computer. Hello?
Well,
Why are you numb? Why are you numb?
Because it's better than being a crazy person.
What has you to the point where you feel like you need to be a crazy person?
I don't know. What's the point of it?
Or what you need to use it for. Like I said, you shouldn't be afraid of Mudahar, you should be afraid of Mudahar's fan base. It's the people that's in his fan base that might do things. Man, what's the point? If you're going to sit here and just be gloomy, what's the point of taking the phone call up? Why'd you come?
I was told to, so I'm here. I don't know. What do you want me to do?
You do everything you're told to?
Have myself in the challenge right now? Yeah, pretty much.
This is what you should do. This is what you should do. This is the best advice I can give.
We have peanut butter. Would that be good enough?
Please listen to me. Please listen to the words I'm about to say, Boogie. This is literally the best advice I can give you. From this moment on, it feels like rock bottom. So why don't you just empty out the closet, grab every skeleton in there, and throw it out to the world? Just tell everyone the truth about everything. Come clean on anything that might be wrong or might be manipulation throughout your history. Like this whole thing where you don't want to talk about the conflicts of the statements of your views is so silly to me. This is a golden opportunity for you to set the record straight and have a fresh start. You're already...
I tried to explain to you that I mentally cannot handle that, and I don't know why you won't listen. I cannot do that. I mentally cannot do that. On a good day, I cannot do that. I cannot have Destiny and Charlie in here telling me that I'm lying about the beats that I had when I was a child. I can't do it. I can't.
If you're not lying about it, then why does it matter?
Because I don't want to revisit it. It was tough enough the first time. It was tough enough.
You can't be that way, but you just revisited it just like a month ago.
It's a little different. It's a little different when it's Destiny coming in and saying you're a liar. Prove that your dad was your major tomorrow. Prove it. Prove something that happened in 1983. Prove it. Prove that can't happen. And you can't prove it can't happen. I can't do that. I can't prove something that happened in 1983. I didn't have a cell phone in my pocket.
Okay, but you told me why some of the stories are inconsistent and they don't match up.
Yeah.
Why don't you just tell the
I don't want to destroy human life.
Shut the fuck up.
Can I go and destroy somebody's life? Can I go and destroy somebody's life?
Oh, yes you do. Yes you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I'll destroy my mom day, and my dad is dead, and my mom is dead. I'll talk about those pieces. So like, why?
Yeah, but Desi aren't dead.
Why? I will not. We talked about it. We made an agreement, and I'm not going to do that for internet cloud. I'm not going to do that so the kids are going to do it. No, thank you. We're not here.
Yeah.
To get off on
understand.
internet cloud. This is not a topic I will cover for internet cloud.
He's talking about that confidence. Here's what I'm trying to talk to you about, Mr. Talk Loud. Is you don't want to destroy anybody's life, but what happens when you self-delete yourself and Desi has to witness it or find your big fat carcass?
Do it.
Yeah, but you're destroying people's lives regardless. You're doing it today. Don't talk about it.
Stop.
What the fucking asshole?
Yelling isn't helping you and it isn't. Listen to me. That's what he does. This was a conversation.
Not yet. Let me do my goddamn job. I'll tell you when the time comes.
Yeah, he's got a backup plan that if we bring up they're going to cut the power to his computer.
Yes. If I get out of control, my caretakers, both of them, are standing right here, know to not let me get out of control. So before it gets bad enough, they've already taken care of the problem.
All right, then can you calm down so they don't have to turn the camera off? How about that?
Go fuck yourself. I will divulge no more medical information to any of you motherfuckers.
You ain't got to tell me what it is.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Because you need to be on an SSRI.
Bro,
Because like you should not have
Swing, stop. Just stop. We gotta handle this with kid gloves. Swings, you're playing bad cop a little too hard. Boogie, why don't you just take the mic and say what you want to say about this whole situation?
God, I'm so happy. I hate this. I hate it. I hate this show. I hate breathing air. I hate being alive. I'm so excited. I can't stand it anymore. I can't stand this. I can't stand this. I really want to like it. I just want to be up there.
But you have it.
Stop. Wait, Swing, shut up. Let's just give the guy a minute. Things, come on. All right, Boogie, listen. I need you to actually calm down. No more yelling. All right? We get how you're feeling. You described it very.
And stop asking me.
I'm not asking you how you're feeling. I asked you. What I said is you have the mic. Why don't you say what you want to say about the situation?
I hate being alive. I hate being alive. I hate breathing. I hate being alive. I'm in tremendous pain. Help me. I'm in so much pain.
All right, well then, okay, let's get off that. Let's just get off.
What do you want to talk about instead?
This goes back to last night. You're not mentally fit to be on the show. It's
No,
irresponsible.
what did you want to talk about?
Do you know that there's a big portion of the audience that wants you back on the show?
I don't care.
Isn't that a good thing? Isn't that a good thing?
No, do I want to? No. As of right now,
It's not all negative. It's not all negative, Boogie. What I'm trying to tell you is there's positive things. What Wayne's trying to tell you earlier is that there's positive things. It's not all
one of
negative.
the positive things is I have to sit here and talk about my. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want that.
Nobody's talked about that.
What abuse were you talking about? You said abuse. What abuse were you talking about?
We were talking about the conflict of why you want to come on. We weren't actually talking and getting into the details of that. So, just calm down. And by the way, I know you can't talk about your sister. You said you would talk about your dad and mother all day. So will you address those issues? Because
yes, my mother twisted my ball. That's why the abuse. And she twisted my ball.
okay, then let's not talk about any of it.
No, my dad in front of me and showed me things and asked me if I wanted to.
Dude.
I'm dead.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
We're done with that conversation.
Thank you.
I got something I asked that has nothing to do with that kind of conversation. You said earlier, and I asked you this earlier, that you were in pain and you live your life in pain. And I asked you, what is making you feel so down and depressed and in pain?
I deal with myself every second. Because I'm a piece of. I'm not the fucking internet.
The internet's not always right. Like
They are. I am human garbage.
We're not getting anywhere. We're not even having a conversation. It's just crazy how.
No, I understand. I'm quite aware.
Okay, well, you're on here to have a conversation about this stuff, not.
Oh my God, show me.
Nobody asked that. You're going back to it.
Come on, what is this? Honestly, stop it.
You act like you want to go there so you can bring your bitch. You told me I had to. Yesterday in Texas, we were going to have to address it at some point. So let's just address it and move on.
No, we're not addressing any of it. We're not talking about shit. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Stop yelling and screaming here. Now, look. Is there any update on your side with the cancer and all that? We're going to get some paperwork together. What's going on with that?
I can't put every mess. I'm done. I don't have the money to fight. I have no desire to fight. I'm looking forward to dying, so it's done. I'm never going to go there as done. It doesn't matter. Even if I showed you that thing off, even if I decided to go another court, you can still not overdo. I can just call you. He told me on this show the last time we were on. That thing will only accept you when the doctor telling you his case. And my doctor's not come on here. I don't want my doctor to do it begin with. Is your brother still with the doctor? I hope not. I hope not. I'll call Ben and not you right now. Why? This whole show. He wanted to debate Destiny. Was he your brother's idea? Sure, I would have preferred not to. I don't care. If I was in your situation, yes, I hate myself too. I get that. That's normal. Most normal people, when they make a mistake, they're hard on themselves. But that's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you get better. But there's no way I would ever give up on anything. I don't give up. There's no give up. You're not me. There's no give up. No.
To be honest with you, because I can see opportunities everywhere. I can see chances to learn, to want to be better. I just want to be let me finish what I'm saying. I don't accept you not the opposite of these living in the world, right? What I do because I'm mentally ill. When people are directly telling me positive things like as this whole situation, you should never go out there. I'm positive, very strongly. I don't want any of us. We have 19,000 real viewers here. That's not fine. I'm 10 million. I don't care. The only thing I care about in the world is not being able to pay. That's all I want. That's all I want. I want to wake up tomorrow, die in miserable pain. That's all I want. 10 million, 20 million, 5 million watchers won't do that. I won't do that. I should wait for it. Now I'm going to go on medication. That may no longer forward. By the way, I've lost 24 pounds of these. But I can't. Oh my God. Because I don't have a. I lost 24 pounds. 24 pounds. Congratulations, buddy. 24 is a big deal. But now you lost it. Good job. That's good. How did you do that? I can't afford medication. How did you do that? I can't afford medication. Lost 24 pounds. Why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? I can't afford medication. Because I can't afford medication. Because I can't afford medication. Why can't you afford medication? So you sold your phone every time. Hey, we're getting money for that. Which I need for mortgage. But I can't make YouTube videos. I can't live stream. I can't even sell my cars and whatnot anymore. I'm paying for the internet. I'm never kidding. I'm paying for the internet. You know what I mean? I can't sell my cars and whatnot. I can't post my girlfriend. I can't do shit. The reason why I banned you from the internet is because there has to be punishments. And if you do these punishments, I think the internet will... The punishments will make sure I don't have the money. Let me finish what I'm saying. I think when you go through these punishments, the internet will not forgive you, but allow you to exist again. Right, homelessness. Right, I'll be homeless, but it'll be great. I'm living on $2 grand a month. You're giving me almost $2 grand a month. I'm going to kick you off if you keep interrupting me because I can't make my point. This is what you do on the phone. This is what you do on the phone. I'm trying to create a scenario in which you can have a return to benefit you. I don't want it. I'm sorry. You don't want a return? You don't want to make money? Right now, the only thing I want is just not to be in constant misery. Okay, then listen to me and trust me. I broke my headphones.
Okay, you know what's going to happen? Your lights will be turned out too if you don't keep making some.
I understand, but I don't make any more money. My lights are being turned out. I understand.
Obviously don't.
I'm not allowed to sell cars and whatnot. I can't post anything to YouTube. I can't live stream. Trust me, my lights get turned off this month. I will remember that. I'll remember that it was a punishment. When we're all sitting here in the dark, I'll remember it was a punishment. That's a fair punishment. Can you take a break and can we talk to Desi real quick? I'd rather not. She's miserable enough right now. She doesn't need your Well, that's why I'm trying to check out. Like, are you like this all day long, freaking out like this? No, it's only when you're doing this to me. That's pretty much it. The rest of the day, I'm just quiet. I'm not doing anything to you, bro. Stop saying I'm doing shit to you.
Again, Game isn't doing anything. Every choice that you're regretting now is something that you made. Like, you didn't have to sell your part of the show to him.
Yes, I did. He told me I had to. He told me I had to.
Why'd you have to?
He told me to. I don't know. I just listened to him. He said I had to sell it, so I sold it. I just listened to him. Well, to be fair, he did have to sell me the shares because I fired him, and that made me look like a liar to the internet because he still owned part of it, so I had to buy him. And I told him the same thing. He said, do this. I do this. That's it. He isn't shot. He has nothing. That's how the conversation went, Boogie. Come on. I understand, but that's why I do what I do. You told me that I had to sell my shares. I didn't finesse him. No, not finessing me. You told me I had to do it, so I just did it. I did it. I didn't negotiate with you. I didn't try to negotiate a single dime. I didn't know I didn't. I took what you offered. I didn't argue. I didn't say shit. I just signed it and I moved on. Jordy's over here telling me I should have taken 5 times what I got. But I told him I just took what I was offered. Wings. Of course, it's wings. I just took what I was offered. I'm surprised Wings didn't tell you your share was over 200K, to be honest.
No, I was basing it off what we make a year.
Well.
Like, would you sell Drama Alert based off what you make a year on it?
No, I'd sell for way more.
Right, that's the point. That's the point. Basically, what a year is, like, that's being conservative.
I wasn't going to cut Boogie any checks. I really fired him, right? You know, the money was going to get split up between the 3 of us moving forward. But to be fair to Boogie, technically he did own 25%. So I didn't want him over. I didn't want me to be a liar to the internet.
Did I fight with you? And ask me, did I fight with you? Did I negotiate with you?
No, I did what I thought.
You told me to do it, and I just did it.
I did what I thought was fair to everyone, and I just bought his shares. I thought that was the most fair thing to do. Because obviously, you and Tommy only like when I have interest in the show. When I say I'll sit back and you guys take the show, you quit when I said I was not doing the live streams anymore. Because you know it's important. You know, not that
you're an important part of the show.
Exactly. To be on camera, which I was never supposed to be. So I feel like I should get at least half of the show.
Well, now it's just you.
That's why I have no issue with it. I have no issue with it. But, like, my thing is like, don't look at it this way. When I say Boogie didn't have to sell part of the show, he didn't have to sell part of the show.
Yeah, but somebody in the chat said
no. I've given you the answer the whole 9 hours, which is I have the cancer. I'm being treated for the cancer.
Exactly. I find it very hard to believe, and I'm not willing to disbelieve.
It's fine, Boogie. Stop freaking out.
No, that's why it sucks. That I'm getting called by all of my favorite creators a liar. What am I fucking lying?
You lied 1.5 years ago about a diagnosis.
Told me! My doctor told me I have cancer. God damn it! It's in my medical charts. My brother's seen it. Where's the lie? My brother's seen my medical charts. My friends have taken me to visits when they took my blood. It's alright. It's alright. It's fine. It's fine. Now we got to why we can't see the records. It's fine. Just calm down. You just needed more tests? It's fine. You jumped the gun. I know how this works. I'm a YouTuber too. You know, you jump the gun, you rush, you make a mistake. You jump the gun, you rush, you made the video. Like, every YouTuber makes mistakes like this. This is crazy how this played out. But I know you. I know as soon as the doctor told you it might be this, you had a panic attack and you rushed to the internet to tell them. I know this. Based on everything you told me, I pieced this together right away. I know you well enough. He's never said might. He says we are treating you for this cancer.
But it's not your portal. He's not putting it in your portal.
I understand. It's my understanding, and Louis, Daddy Doctor, or whoever, or the doctor that was on here earlier can confirm. The treatments are pretty much the same. You do the same thing. You monitor the red blood cell count. You try to bring it down. You give the medications and treatments that bring it down. When it gets high enough, you bloodlet. They literally take your blood. You can go donate it. We've done all of these things. We are treating me for the cancer, whether I have it or not. I guess maybe when you go test.
There you go. That's whether you have it or not. Your doctor thinks this is a possibility, so they've been treating it.
Everything that you showed us isn't treating you for cancer. They're treating you for an overabundance of red blood cells, which they haven't wrote down. They put the CPAP machine. They put sleep apnea. I understand all this, but what you told us, the information you've given me,
that's how you treat it. That's how you treat
information you've given me, they don't know what they're looking for, and they're putting you on general medicines that fix the red blood cell problem.
Yes, because with this cancer, you can't attack it directly. Chemo isn't a thing you do for this thing unless it turns into leukemia. That's my explanation. That's very rare. Right, exactly. 5% after 10 years, 10% after 20. What normally kills somebody with this is something already high risk for, which is stroke and heart attack.
Here's the next step, buddy. Here's the next step. Here's the next step. The next step is you do that bone marrow test. You do your prostate study.
You said your brother saw it on the medical chart.
It is in the medical chart. It's not on the portal. I don't know why it's not on the portal. There's several other things that we discussed. No, it's not on the portal.
It's not in the medical chart either.
But then apparently brother said
it's not there. I'll make that call right now.
My brother speaks his reputation.
What's most likely there is a packet of papers, and this packet of papers are like where like the registered nurses pull possible
Information about it.
Yeah, correct.
It was a possibility. They give him paperwork. He shows the paperwork to his brother, right, and asks questions about it.
So yeah, maybe it will turn out that it's polycythemia secondary and not polycythemia vera. Doesn't matter. Like the doctor that was here earlier said, there are other cancers that can cause polycythemia, and that's one of the things we're worried about. So again, my doctor has now shifted. I don't know what markers he's seeing. I don't know. I just know he said it's time to look for other cancers. Let's start with the blood test. And then I said, what about the bone marrow test? Because it's unnecessary and now.
You're looping. We were just saying the same thing.
Let me tell you a secret, Blake, that's going to help you out here. See, you don't know how to read your pathology test. We just had a doctor that could read pathology tests. We weren't happy.
I know.
An actual doctor. Your brother's not a medical doctor.
He can still read it. He's practicing it.
Right, but we had a guy that's a practicing medical doctor that could very easily read your pathology test and tell you what's going on with you.
Yes. I have a doctor that does that already.
Use your resources.
I have three doctors right now already.
Dis-le canadien de la crème de culture. Assis-toi, il fait juste avec trois ingrédients simples.
Quand vous accumulez des points PC optimum sur les choses dont vous avez vraiment besoin, vous pouvez les échanger contre des choses que vous voulez vraiment. C'est comme ça que PC rend chaque journée un peu plus facile. Ici ensemble.
And it is in your portal, and you have paperwork. Show the don't play around. You've already shared this. All right. Once you get like real
I will
confirmation.
share it privately with you and only you.
As far as I know, it's so bad that you just like lied about all of this.
I haven't lied about it.
4 days ago, I could see this published. 4 days ago, anemia vera. Like 4 days later, you
Yeah, I did lie.
big lie.
I did lie. Yeah, so Panic had lied out there. Yes, I
got a diagnosis. Now we're going to identify it. So
yes, because I know this in my medical chart because my brother has seen it. My brother saw
just said it's value.
No, I said it is. My brother just said it is. Jory said he doesn't believe it is. I believe it is. Look, listen, regardless of whatever lie you think I told, and yes, I did lie during that last episode.
I know you did. I could see it when you were saying it. You're like, it says it right here. I'm like, no, it doesn't. But
I'm telling you right now, hand to God.
Oh, so thank God.
No, listen, I hand to God. Okay, on Satan's name then. Whatever you pray to. I don't know. For 2 years, I have believed I have cancer. Sitting right now, I believe I have cancer because I've had a doctor tell me over and over and over again, you have cancer, and he's prescribed medications, and we've done treatments for it.
all right, guys.
Yes, I agree.
Guys, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I can say whatever the fuck I want and what I want to say.
Means you useless. Now that the white beater is gone keen, you can get rid of all words wings banned like useless and white beater. Wings of excuses. You never change wings.
Save my name.
Ricky Bagel.
Goddamn right.
Like right before we decided to do the show, you're like, dude, I'm gonna get hit left and right.
Well, the thing is like a lot of my trolls have access to me here more so than my personal streams. So you're gonna get more people that come here and troll than you would anywhere else on the internet. Which is funny because like Insane who's donating right now, like he's a guy that used to be really pro me and he's really mad at me. And I'm thinking in my head like, how can I win this guy's trust back? Because like that's something I would have never thought about before. Because like one of the realizations I had to by the way, even though people said what I did wasn't good enough, it still gave me enough to forwards and Reddits and things like that, and have smart communities.
Good.
With anger, not so much like flicking out red, hitting people anger. Which that did happen during the bad game. That was a period of good times for false that. But more so.
I would Because like throughout the years, not this situation, but throughout the years, when you would get hit with something, instead of just being like, I'm guilty, right? There was always like a defense attorney defense, right? On every situation that ever came out, right? And once you do that and you defend yourself, the people that are mad at you in the first place take it to the next level. They're like, oh, he doesn't want to say sorry, right? It becomes a game to the people online when you don't truly take accountability.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think about stuff because like I see stuff in chat that's already like irritating me, and like I'm trying to like marginalize it and like trying to use the techniques I've been learning. Because like for a long time I realized that like my whole personality was just anger. Like one of the first steps of anger is disrespect. Another step of anger is like making fun of people. And like how I build bridges is make fun of people. Like the first thing I did with like when I met Beans was like, oh, you got arm hair. You know what they call girls with arm hair? Mopeds. Because they're fun to ride when your friends aren't watching.
Didn't you also say that you learned frustration was like one of the beginning
stages? More of anger. I never associated frustration with anger. Like, and that's I feel more frustrated than anything most of the time I'm on the internet.
Jordy, a real man moves his wife's hand away from the horn on the car he doesn't slap.
That was actually my goal. To move her hand away from the horn. Like did I do it a little too aggressively? 100%.
By the way, Wings, you useless has been. Now that the white beater is gone keen, you can get rid of all words Wings banned like useless and white beater. 100%. Wings of excuses. You never change Wings. Useless. The
those are lies to say.
Wings is still in denial. He can't be brought back in good faith because he obviously hasn't learned his lesson. It's like the NFL.
Don't think it's blank. If you go watch the tape, you'll see that by the time I was supposed to
I love these fries.
The tape doesn't lie. Like, as far as I know, it could have been Mike or 6'5", 250-pound Ken. I was just pushing to get somebody, and I even said, get off me. And by the time I realized what happened, I instantly snapped out of it because I realized I had pushed Kelly. And at that point, like, you had other people jumping in, screaming at me, and I was just confused. Like, you could see on my face, I was confused.
When I seen Wings push Kelly, that I called my dad and cried to him and told him what was going on because my PTSD flared up. I was scared to death. It felt like a rock on my chest. How can I make it thumbs up?
This is Cricket Making Corner.
I don't know what my hub was doing that run. Didn't pay that much attention. Don't have Cloverfield. I have PS, Blade, Swamp, and Fun Lab. Nothing else research. I finally started investing in PS and the third time for Swamp, and it helps me at month where there are fast UTS. Later for me. I love PS, especially paired with the H. My apologies. Okay, my words. Ooh.
Wings, what got me upset is you saying it's not DB if it doesn't leave a bruise.
And likewise, I feel like I maintained my control pretty fucking good. Not to pat myself on the back, but
My apologies.
I think you did. I was
Yeah, I guess I boogie.
you managed to do that, but then at some point you told me like you had to because you're the boss.
I remember just looking in Wings' eyes, like, are you for real? Are we really like? I was like trying to like understand. Are we about to fight?
Nobody knows Jordy better than Jordy, right? And like obviously Kelly knows you really well. And at the end of the day, fuck, if you guys know what's going on in the house. I can never know. They can never know. But you know. So if somebody says you're something you're not. Who cares? You know you're not. Who cares?
Because public opinion, and they'll use it to weaponize it.
Yeah. Well, we're here to help with that. You know,
just like because I look at it this way, like even if you don't see what happens behind the walls, right? I didn't marry Kelly right away. I knew Kelly for 6 years before we got married. If I was beating her ass every day and like pushing her through tables and shit like that, you think she would have married me?
Kinda.
Against her parents' wishes, because at the time I had trolls trying to get us to break our marriage up.
I'll play this one really quick.
One, Wings, you need to go back and watch the tape because you aren't retelling what we all saw on film too.
I think part of the problem is when you are in a fight or a physical altercation, how you remember that in your mind and everything that happened. Because what happens is your adrenaline starts running and everything's real slowed down. How you remember every little step of that normally is not the same as what happens like on the film if it's being recorded. Like you memorize it wrong, and they'll even, hey, something's going on with your computer. Are you dealing with an earthquake right now? That was crazy.
No, I'm anxious.
Oh, so you're shaking your knee or whatever?
Yeah. It was clear from the video that Wings pushing Kelly was completely accidental. Fight me on it.
I wouldn't say accidental.
It 100% was accidental. It's like, you think I came out of the game room planning to powerbomb my wife to a fucking table?
No, I wouldn't say accidental. What I would say is whoever was in front of you, you were pushing. And I don't think you knew Kelly was in front of you.
Right, because honestly, the only person I realized that grabbed me was Ken. Because Ken, like, decided to push through Ken, and he, like, grabbed me around the midsection. And, like, I was trying to push through, and my left leg got kind of tangled up in his leg, whatever it might be. And I just, you know, like, I felt somebody grab me on the arm, because Ken let go at some point. And I felt somebody grab me on the arm, or pat my arm, and I just pushed him, and it was like, I'm like, get off me, and it's like, it was Kelly. He's like, and that's when I stopped, right then and there. And, like, yeah. And I said, like, why'd you get in front of me, or, like, I told you not to get in front of me, whatever it might be. And that was from, like, the Keemstar fight, because, like, if you go back and watch the tape, like, she gets in front of me in the Keemstar fight as well. And I'm telling her, yo, don't get in front of me, don't do this, stop doing this. And she wouldn't listen then. And it's not trying to say, like, she should listen to me, but it's like, I didn't want to hurt her by her jumping in front of, like, a physical altercation between men.
Have you and Kelly, like, had a conversation about it privately where you, like, apologized?
100%. Like, you don't think like the fucking 18 hours on the road we didn't talk about it?
Can you talk us through that? Because I think it would make, like, it would be so much better, right, for the audience to know kind of, like, what that conversation was like.
Well, initially when we got back to the cabin, I ended up blaming her a little bit because I was still mad and, like, shell-shocked from everything that happened. And, like, I sat probably in the refiner 10 minutes. By the time I got out of the refiner, I realized it was my fault. Like, she was doing nothing but try to protect me, and I was the one that put her in a situation where it happened. And I can't blame her for her actions. I only can blame me for my actions.
There you go.
And I apologize to her. And then I also apologize for the next 2 days. It's going to happen because I'm going to be spaced out and I'm going to be in my own world, and it's going to feel like she's dealing with a glass wall. And like that was the conversation there. She had to give you more insight because those next 2 days were a blur. Like a lot of it was just me driving down the road, living in my head, but reliving it over and over again. Because like,
Okay, good.
I mean, Gino did me dirty here.
Goblet of Oak. Heed my call. Those seeking revenge must pay the price. Everything falls to the wayside in the face of ruthless power. Goblet of Oak.
From the electronics.
Okay, so that's done.
Discord and say like I need to go through like momentum or some shit like that. Because in my head, I haven't seen the video yet, right? Yeah. In my head, that's what happened. Like I was kind of pushing through Ken.
Good.
Like the forward momentum kind of pushed her over, but like after seeing the video, I'm like, nah, I fucking pushed her. And because like in my head, I didn't push her at all. Like when you're reliving it in the moment, and like Gino kind of just left out the front, like 2 minutes later when somebody showed me the video, like, oh yeah, I fucking pushed her. And like I just said, like everybody painted the narrative as bad as humanly possible, and never did.
Hartrees.
He handled it well. He was scared.
I can tell you for a fact, when Wings was pushing me, I wasn't scared. My adrenaline was running. I was in fight mode, right? Like, which is kind of like fear. Like when you have your adrenaline, there is a part of fear there, right? But
She blocked me.
I remember true fear and like actually being scared
Hartrees.
is when the stuff
Hartrees.
you plowed through. Because now I'm thinking like, oh,
I love these fries.
you love so much. Does Wings have a weapon in the car or whatever? I'm just being honest. Like this is where my mind was going. I was like, he's lost it. He's out of control. Like, you know.
So what's the video I have to do yet?
If anyone else would have got pushed, it would have been like, okay, you know, he's a hothead and you know he needs to calm down. But when Kelly got pushed, it was like, oh wait, he may have lost his mind. You know, that caused me to have true fear of like, oh my, I don't know what's gonna happen next.
The worst part about all this, I wasn't gonna ever hit anybody. I was gonna never yell at Boogie. Like I don't like Boogie, you never actually stated this, but I'm sure you'll remember this because John was standing right behind you, and John goes, "What are you gonna do to these people?" I'm like, I don't want to try to hit anybody.
What was going on in your mind when we were in the pushing match? I'm curious because for me it was like, are we really? Are we about to fight? Like I was confused.
What ended up happening was I was really livid, and then like you got mad at me for yelling, and the first thought I actually had was like, why is he getting mad at me for yelling? Boogie yells at him all the fucking time. And then like you stood up and my belly like bumped you, and you put your arm out to like get distance from me. In my head instantly I registered it as a push.
The first thing I remember is you pushing me, and then I was like, oh shit, is this for real? We're about to fight? So then I wanted to have distance, so I put my hand on your throat, right?
Good. I hate you. You were my brother, Anakin. Oh, I love you. Choo-choo-doo-doo-doo. Too hot? Okay. Why is it so cold? Because it's so cold. Okay. Somebody DM'd me this morning and they were like, hey, I know you're looking for work within the same city. Here's some of the places that are looking for people. I've got this job, I can refer you. So that's why I was like, thank you. And she's like, yo, I know it's really hard. So there's some good people out there. And again, I didn't come talking about me looking for a job as a please help me, but also it's a big case of, I don't know, just there's good people out there. There's people that are willing to help. There's people that are seeing something and say, hey, I can help, let's help. And I just thank you for that. I just think it's a beautiful gesture. I just think it's a beautiful thing to do to someone that you basically don't know that much, right? So super grateful, honestly. You're still a bit warm, huh? Don't blink, it's your Blank. Welcome to another video, welcome to the show. Everything well, having a wonderful day on this 10th April 2025. Today we're going to be talking about generational enslavement, which is kind of crazy. So don't worry, we're not talking about enslavement in a way that you think. We're talking about it in a way of wage slave, right? So it's I was talking to my father yesterday, right? And I know it's a sexual subject, but I was talking to my father yesterday, and he was talking about how he was seeing a lot of people on welfare because I was looking for work, and he was like, "Hey, you need welfare." I was like, "Yeah, Dad, but I don't feel like having welfare because if I'm having welfare, I'm gonna make enough to survive without necessarily having a job or looking for a job. If I don't need to find a job, why would I look for a job, right?" And then he was talking about how he saw it often. People on welfare. So welfare is when you don't work, the government will give you an amount of money to help you pay certain bills, right? It doesn't matter which bill it is; they'll just give you money to celebrate, but to pay those bills. Right, and we're talking about that, right? And he was talking about something that is really cool. We're talking about generational behavioral studies. Now, of course, he didn't mention it like that, of course, right? Give me a sec. Don't wait, keep waiting. Welcome to the show. Because we also have a wonderful day. It is 12 o'clock. As you can see, it is a lot darker. We have a lot less light on the balcony, so it's nice because we get to do two sorts of video. When you think it's gonna be a different day, no, it's the same thing. Look at the ice here. Super nice. Sorry about that, so I need to do another video. So he was talking about this generational belief that, you know what, you don't need to work, we'll make it, right? If you don't see your parents working, but you're still managing to survive, the first thing you're gonna say is, I can survive like my parent did, right? I know it's possible, so let's try it out. However, in some of the cases, and it's always like the two sides of a medal, right? And my father, about that in my mind, it was the generational wealth enslavement. So for example, this basic 9 to 5, right? And for generation, you're an employee and never the employer. And there's nothing wrong with being an employee, right? But there's nothing wrong with being an employee. There's nothing wrong with 9 to 5. But there's something wrong with believing that you're not worth more. Now, technically speaking, you don't have to have ambition. If you're okay with 9 to 5, if you're okay with being an employee, that is super cool. That is super, super cool. I was talking with this girl yesterday, and she was talking to me about how she got promoted. She got promoted to a assistant manager at her store. And my first question was like, how are you dealing with the authority? How do you deal with giving shit to people, you know? And she's like, well, it's shitty, but I'm getting more cash. So, see, it's a risk and reward, right? It risks being shitty, but then the reward, you get more cash. And the idea of the generational enslavement for wealth was that for her, being as a manager was possibly way higher than she could have gotten, right? And again, there's no problem with that. There's no problem with 9 to 5. If promotion is a promotion, it's a great thing. A promotion will always be a reason to celebrate, right? However, I think the problem is that you are in this mold and this generational enslavement of there's nothing that I can do without that, right? So we were seeing that before. We were seeing that way centuries ago. The father was a blacksmith, the son was a blacksmith, the grandson was a blacksmith, and it was causing a problem because although the problem wasn't the fact that they were blacksmith, the problem was that they felt enslaved in the mentality of there's nothing else I can do, right? So branding the horizon. Also, we saw that a lot in Quebec, in particular. Like for example, you had a familial farm. And you would need nothing. You would have food, you would have milk, you would have eggs, you would have everything and anything that you ever could have wanted. However, there was a price for that. There was a big price for that. Your kids are going to take care of the farm. Those kids are going to take care of the farm, right? And ultimately speaking, it doesn't matter how many generations are truly willing to do this. There'll be one generation that's not willing to. You're going to be like, no, this is not me. So I do think that and again, it's a mentality of I need to get married because my parents were married, and their parents were married, and their parents were married. Or I need to have children because my friends have children, right? It is a mental enslavement because you want to be part of this. So it's a reverse psychology beehive mind. So the beehive mind is I want to act like my neighbors because they're normal, so I want to be normal, so I act like a normal person. And the beehive mind is that. But the reverse psychology is if you don't do that, even though you think like everybody else, you're not part of everybody else, right? And then it is crazy because I was watching people that have companies that are company owners, and they were saying it's crazy this generation is weak because all you need is a little bit of gusto, a little bit of bravado, and the world is yours. And although I agree with that, I disagree with it because most of these people it's so ingrained in them and so part of their system or belief system actually that okay, well I can't do nothing else than this, so that's what I'm going to do, right? And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. However, I do think that where it becomes wrong is the factor that okay, well you never even envisioned being something else, right? As a kid, you got this beautiful spirit of hey, I want to be a police officer, I want to be a firefighter, right? I want to be like an astronaut. Then you never do it because you realize that no, it's not possible. But even as a kid, you see the babies and they're playing with food a lot, right? And this is actually something to develop the senses. This is really helpful for I don't know. There's a specific word for it. I don't know it, but it's very beneficial for them to play in the food, right? So there's some curiosity, there's some naivete, some hope, right? And then you lose that, and I think that's sad. And I think it's sadder that the only reason why you're thinking that way is because that's how you were raised. And it's funny because this morning we're talking about nature versus nurture, and that's part of nurture, right? Part of nurturing is that, and that's insane. You know, I was talking about also, am I truly kind, or am I just kind because I was taught to be kind? Am I just kind because my parents were kind? If my parents were kind, I was able to be kind myself. It's a complicated thing. It's a really complicated thing. But at the same time, it's very beneficial because you're like, okay, well, if I can figure it out, that is super cool. If I cannot figure it out, that is kind of like a mess. But if I can figure it out, it's super cool. And I think it's a good question. Actually, a really good question to ask. Why am I the way I am? Why do I feel like I don't deserve more? Why don't I feel like I don't deserve less? There's also this problem. There's also this problem of I think the world is mine, so therefore I'll be like a dick, right? So there's this middle, and this middle I think is a personal journey, right? So what if the pursuit of happiness was the pursuit of understanding yourself and understanding kind of the balance? Who knows? I saw that your storage is low. Yeah, 12 gig. Okay. Don't link this experience. Okay. I'll do what I must. Don't link is going, welcome to the controversial. This is also having a wonderful day on this 10th April 2025. A lot of you guys have been talking about how the content have been changing lately. And the answer to that is actually really simple. My apologies. It's not as gas or normal, but sadly, it's not the truth. It's not the answer. And I've noticed a change in my personality. I've noticed a change in my behavior lately. And I gotta say, it's as simple as understanding that the weather changed. So I'm not cooped up inside anymore, right? The working out, right? The fact that I'm talking to you guys a lot more. We're riding a horizon, and we're not stuck in this cage. We're still stuck in a cage, which is society, right? But this cage is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think that's why this content is changing. I think it's a mixture of the fact that, for example, this morning we were filming in the sun. It was beautiful. Today we'll be training. It's always fun. And when we're training, we're talking to you guys, which usually I wouldn't talk. I would spend weeks without talking to people. I can't remember the last time that I didn't talk to a person in one day. And that is why the content is improving. Thank you. We're translating the content, how it change. Dominic, is he going to welcome to the controversial? You guys are doing well, so having a wonderful day on this 10 April 2025. Today we'll be talking about an important subject. Yesterday I made a video about why we don't give up. And it's really because when I made that video, it was kind of like I was giving up, right? There was a lot of talk of, okay, well, it's not perfect. Okay, well, I'm not getting what I want. Okay, well, I'm looking for a job. There was a lot of talk of that, right? And at the end, I noticed that I wasn't referring myself as somebody that is a content creator. I wasn't referring to myself as a person who saw themselves being successful or even to long term, right? And I even mentioned this as a hobby. Right? But then, what is a content creator, right? Now, a lot of people say, hey, there's no result, there's no success, right? But what is a content creator? I think the right question is, what is a painter? Because if you understand what's a painter, you understand what's a content creator. If you understand what's a musician, you understand what's a musician. If you understand what's a sculptor, you understand what it is, right? Now, the beautiful thing about this is, for all these three, the musician, the sculptor, and the painter, you can kind of figure out what is the job. We all have a similar description of what it is. A painter is somebody that takes a paintbrush and paints. A musician is somebody that plays music. And a sculptor is somebody that sculpts, right? And we all agree on that definition. However, as a job, we don't necessarily agree. Are you supposed to make money? How many paintings did you have to sell? How many years did you have to be a painter, to be considered a painter? How many galleries did you have to be involved with to be a true painter, right? So the context of being a content creator, I think it's very vague, but the perception and the understanding and even the description of it in my book is very different, because to me, a content creator was somebody that used to live out of it. It's like, well, every single day they'll make content, they'll have brand deal, they'll do different content, and then they'll be able to survive, right? But then this description changed. This description became, okay, well, maybe this isn't what we're thinking. Maybe it doesn't matter how many videos you do, because even then, this last year, I was making 20 videos a day, and I still felt like 20 was not enough, right? Was it because I didn't see myself as a content creator? Was that secretly why? Was that secretly the source of insecurities, right? The reason as to why we're so insecure. But then when you understand that content creation isn't a paycheck, content creation isn't based upon values like, based on value like, it's complicated. Based upon values of success, but it's just a figure of speech or a train of thought, like a painter. Like, for example, you look at Picasso, look at Van Gogh, right? Look at really, really popular artists. And they weren't known for this, well, possibly during their lifetime, but they were really popular when they were dead, right? Elvis still sells CDs. Michael Jackson still sells CDs. Michael Jackson was the prey of so many media, right? Now, was there truth what he did? Was there not truth what he did? I don't know. I'm not going to be pronouncing myself something that I don't know. But at the same time, when you understand that content creation as a whole is a different thing. And it's odd because people don't like the word influencer, right? But then, what is an influencer? What's a content creator itself? I think it's a person that so for example, like a painter, a person that paints, right? A content creator is a person that creates content. But what is the definition of content? That's where it's weak, that's where it's vague. What is the definition of content? Is there a true definition? Is there a preconceived notion of what's a content creator? And the answer is, I don't know. And that is the beautiful part of it. It's a beautiful part. The beautiful part of it isn't, well, I think it's that and this and that and this and that. That's not the beautiful part. The beautiful part is, I don't need to be successful. I don't need to be I don't need to be the best. I don't need to even do one of the best. I only need to be average or above average, right? And I realize that my definition of content creation might have changed. Doesn't mean it's bad. And your definition of content creator might have changed. Doesn't mean it's bad either. So that is where this confusion, but also a sort of understanding, a sort of revelation of, well, as long as I'm doing what I want, and as long as I call this art, I'm happy, right? This video is art? No. To me, the content, yes. Does that mean you're a content creator? Well, we just created the video, which therefore makes us a content creator. And then, even then, you ask yourself, nobody's gonna ask you, what are you doing? So, for example, people ask you, what are you doing? You're never gonna hear somebody say, I'm a successful content creator. You're gonna hear I'm a content creator, right? And that's where it's crazy, because there's different levels of success. There's a hierarchy of the reach that you have. And it's odd to me that they're all falling in the same category, right? But then you think about a painter, think about even a chef in a restaurant. Doesn't matter what you're cooking, doesn't matter where you're cooking, doesn't matter how big is the kitchen, doesn't matter how popular is the restaurant, you still cook. That's where the information is. Anyway, love you guys, take it easy. Peace. Okay. So, what is affecting social came in? Don't link, is you going? Welcome to the video controversial. Everything wants to having a wonderful day on this 10th April 2025. They were doing something really freaking cool, and that's something that's really freaking cool. Can I have a drum roll, please? Something that's really fucking cool is we're observing how the content has changed and how grateful I am that it changed. I was watching my videos because I was bored. I was watching my old videos and I realized that the content I used to do, and I possibly still do, is very internal. It's very, this is how I feel. This is, actually, you know what? I think because of the job that I had, it was how I analyze things, how I see things on the outside. And I feel like the content wasn't bad, but I feel like the content was dependent on what happened that day. So for example, oh, at work it didn't go well. Oh, at work it went well. So I have to talk about. And I don't think I would have been able to vocalize emotion or vocalize perception or even vocalize the concept, right? So it was always assimilate things. It was always about there's a concept in front of me, we'll take it and we'll put it here. There was also a lot of recaps, right? And those recap was also a show. I'm seeing the show, I'm seeing something exterior, I'm seeing an exterior context, concept, whatever you want to call it. And this is my analyze of it. So this is how I perceive it, right? And although I think it's beautiful, it's also such a weird thing, because why do I need to so much take my inspiration, why does this content rely so much on what's going on in my life? Versus right now, where we used to take information and then react to it. Or we used to have information, exteriorize information, and internalize it. And now we're taking thoughts of internalize. So for example, things that I come up with, things that I'm thinking about, how I perceive things, how I communicate. My communication has improved a lot. And then you talk about it and you're like, okay, well, this is the concept that I want. This is how I view it, right? And it's crazy because I just made a video about the beehive and generational enslavement, right? And I just did a video about that, and I was thinking about one of the videos that I did that was years ago, and it was about the beehive mind and the wage slavery, and it was insane because I do remember those. I don't remember recapping a show. Now I'm not saying that this is not good, but I'm saying that it's crazy how the concept that we did not enough before is the one we're doing now, is the one that was the most meaningful to me. Right? And this is even understanding that this is an arc, right? So right now we're doing this, then we're going to be doing something else. Then maybe I'm going to get a girlfriend, and that girlfriend is going to be part of my life, so it's going to become, okay, well, this is how we view things, and the clash of idea, of opinion, right? And maybe when I become a father, and how my perception changed because I am no longer the center of this universe, my kid is, right? So I do feel like this content, and again, there's always going to be this thought of I should start earlier. There's always this thought of evolution, right? You're never too old to evolve. You're never too old to devolve. So it's this constant fine line of how is the content changing and why is it changing, right? Now, why is it changing? I think it's because, like I said, I think it's a mixture of confidence, a mixture of, see, there's this crazy concept, this really crazy concept of I need to come up with videos, so I would talk about IDs. Then I would have this ID, and it would be like a tree, right? This ID, and then you talk about that ID, and then you have this ID, and then you mix it, right? But then you realize that those branches of the tree were only there because you couldn't vocalize or you couldn't focus enough to do one clear thought. Now that you're doing this one clear pot, instead of being a tree with roots, you have a flower. You have a pot of flowers. And they're just different flowers, but they're still the same pot. And I think that's amazing. So this evolution of content. And the thing that's going on right now is it's going to continue to evolve. And it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing that it's going on. I just want to see where it goes, right? Now, confidence. And that's what I was talking about, the crazy thing. What changed the content was the ability to talk. The confidence of my opinion, right? How I perceive information, how I understand information, right? It's sad to say, but before I was a content creator, I was listening to music. I was watching a show. I didn't care about what I was watching, right? It was always the same thing. And then as a content creator, I'm like, you know what, I already watched it. Let's go a bit deeper. Let's go a bit broader, bright in our horizon, right? And it's nice because there's gonna be a point where we're gonna be too bright, they'll be too everywhere. We're gonna have to close that gate, right? And I'm excited for that too, right? I'm excited for that too. So it's just a context of seeing how it goes and seeing how everything will happen. And if we're lucky, we're lucky. If we're not lucky, we're not lucky. But the thing that are certain is that we're seeing an evolution, and I'm super stoked to see what's going on to happen next. Again, every day, I'm happy. Just to tell you guys, I used to work with people, okay? I used to see the same people every single day, and they were like a family. And I was shy to talk about them, to talk to them about things that I was feeling, right? And I was simply talking about to strange about what I was feeling. And that is something that is not okay, it's weird. But then with the confidence, I would talk about real life. See, about a month ago, I really had an issue with making a difference between Ink and Steph, and it was always kind of mixing up, and the two reality were always mixing up, right? And then what I realized is because I saw Steph as this higher being. I saw Steph as a guy who didn't have this fear, who wasn't shy, right? He had his ID, his ideal, his value that were different from Steph, and it evolved, right? So then it evolved, and you're like, okay, well, how did it evolve? Then you see Steph evolve too, and the space, the gate, I don't know how you call it, but the space between the two, the difference between the two, became closer and closer and closer and closer. And by using Ink, Steph became more confident, and by becoming more confident, I would be able to do what Ink did. But Ink would do it online, I would do it in real life, right? And that was a good thing. That was a great thing. Anyway, I'm gonna bring it out to TV. Today we're giving out TV, so thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Take it easy.